on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
La 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 la. Hi. Now, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to be with you.
Good to be with you.
Good
6
business.
double zeros on the clock. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Lotte. Full show content. Full show compliment. Thank you. Always tell how the week's going to go by the very first at bat. Laid down a bunt there with a mispronunciation, but beat it out just like a major league. Looks like it'll be a good week. May 13th, 2024.
I'm freaking jacked.
So jacked, bro. So jacked. Bro. So freaking jacked. How was your weekend, Jason Ross?
It was eventful. There was a lot going on this weekend. We had the big celebration at our house. Crawfish, crabs,
there you go. Yes.
Boil.
Oh, you were eating like a king.
You were just pounding it.
I was on the tri-tip and burgers and hot dogs and hamburgers.
Tri-tip, hot dogs, hamburgers.
I cooked those. I let everyone else and the baked beans.
Ooh. Yeah. Now, are you a cans warm up guy, or are you a cans and then augment it with things guy? Yeah. What do we do there? Secret. Okay.
No, I mean it's fine.
We put a little bit of Dijon mustard in. That's our big. We don't really screw around.
A little bit of mustard, a little bit of ketchup, a lot of brown sugar, peppers, onions.
Wait, hold on. Wait. So, are you making the beans from scratch, or you?
No, cans. Just add that,
and then you're adding. Oh wow! So you're kind of augmenting a lot of the stuff that's already in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cook and thicken and.
Now, were people? Oh, here's how I can always tell, because I can't do this, but like some of the, I don't know how much you paid attention, but you mentioned crawfish. Now, are these head suckers that are coming up?
Yes. They were actually, what is it? Sent in from Louisiana.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Just a big old thing of crawfish.
One of those things. It's like I don't understand it. I don't eat them. I can't eat them. But it's. That we had these, what are they? Almost like, those charger plates.
Yeah.
Like those.
Yep.
So just mounds of plates, and people are just, you go, it looks like there's like 60 of them. But there's not much. There must not.
No, there's just that tail, but then, it's like cracked tail.
And just people are just, eating for a while.
Yes.
Like, all right. I just already finished my hamburger. I'm done.
House still smells seafoody.
Yeah.
I hate that. I don't like it at all. It still smelled that way. We had crab legs. I still smelled that way this morning.
Oh, really? But it all looks amazing. The big boil and the whatever they put all in there, the corn and the celery and whatever, potatoes. And it looks like an orange liquid that's whatever.
Well, because they're throwing in, whether it's Tony's Cherries or Old Bay or
Saturays.
Yeah. Is it Saturday? Is it really? I never know. I'm so glad you know how to pronounce that.
Well, I'm going off of other people.
They
could be tricking me all the time.
I would go off those people too. That they would know. Yeah. They would know. That's Tony Saturday.
Mm-hmm. What do you call it? Chichori
or something. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's so embarrassing. Tony Saturday. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
We always have like Tony's, Pappy's.
Yes.
Old Bay. And then like random rubs I've gathered over the years. Some of them like chunked up. And you have to shake the shaker.
Yes. And then to top it all off, you'll say that some of the in-laws were still over. My mother-in-law's car wouldn't start. We realized it was the battery. Got it to and my brother-in-law is pretty nifty at cars and all that. Well, I say that, and now I'm setting him up.
Right.
Went to a local car place, got a new battery, We're in the parking lot. He and I are changing it, and I'm useless. I'm like, that's the tire, and that's the car, and like,
same.
So he's taking the battery, and he's deaf, but I'm helping him, and we're not. I'm there. I'm not. I'm really useless. And he took out the battery, and now he's putting in the new one, and like the horn's going off, and I'm like, and he can't hear it. And I'm like, hey, something's wrong. That's really loud. Like, what's going on here? So I'm trying to sign to him what I can, and then he just keeps going, and he's like, I don't know. And finally I said, let's get another set of eyes on it. Some of the guys, he's like, you put it on the wrong, which he felt so badly. He goes, I don't know what I was thinking.
Wow.
And it kind of like fried the internal computer. Because like they tested the battery. He's like, well, let me see if we can jump the car. I couldn't jump the car. He goes, let me test the battery. At least you have the warranty. He goes, no, the battery's good. I think you like kind of tricked the internal computer.
No.
Like, oh. And he felt so bad. I'm like, it's a mistake. He's like, I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm like, well. So yeah, that turned into several hours, between that and tow truck and dealership. And it's all fixable.
Right.
It's just unnecessary.
So bad.
Like he felt terribly. And it's like, you didn't mean to do it. I mean, it just screwed it up.
I have a process.
And here's me going, I had zero help, and I had no idea. I wouldn't have known. Well, I don't know. I didn't even look.
I have a process question.
Okay.
And you know me well enough to know I mean this with all. I just really am curious. So he is hearing impaired.
He's completely
he's deaf. Yeah. Okay. So when you guys like doing that for a car, anyways, is something you and I don't know anything about. Mm-hmm. Was it like? Are you guys talking to each other, or do you have to sign? I'm just curious about the
he's really good. Like if you were there without any sign, he could figure it out. If he couldn't, he's really good at reading your lips.
Yeah.
And if he didn't understand, he was like, "What?" And he'd want you to, and he can talk.
Okay.
But he,
but you to him is going to be.
And if I can sign, I'll sign what I know. But then it's like anything. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go get HELP. Like over time,
right.
You're spelling everything. Like, it's annoying.
It's gonna.
And I'll try, and he'll tell me the sign, and then you forget. I have some that I'm better at.
Right.
But then the guy would come out and talk, and he'd read his lips, and he's like, if he didn't get it, I go, he said, we might have fried the batter, that kind of thing. So
that sucks. Well,
yeah.
What are you gonna do? What
you
did?
Through. What we did. Yeah. And I said, Alva, I know this was a fun way to spend Mother's Day. Yeah. Anyway, how was your weekend?
It was great. Yeah. Nothing like that. That was good. Started out of town at my best friend's mom's because I grew up with her, so that family. So it was there.
It's not the Spades family.
Not the Spades family. No. These are people I've known since I was a little kid. So I hadn't visited them in a while, so went there, made breakfast, came back, went and saw my mom with the kids.
This is yesterday or Saturday?
This is yesterday. Yeah. When saw my mom with the kids, we were in there for a while. She's progressing, but now let me. How do I say this about my mom?
She's a miracle.
She is. So we've had this a couple times, and it doesn't make it any easier. But right now, this is how I explained it to the kids because they hadn't seen her in a while because we try to, not shelter them from it, but how do I say it? There's no real purpose to me in bringing my kids in to see my mother when she's not conscious. What are they going to do?
Right.
And it's just going to, especially my daughter, it's just going to mess with her. So anyway, she's been up for a couple weeks now. And as I explained to them in the car, it's like, you ever reboot a computer and like everything has delay. It takes a while. You got to add this system's okay. So she's kind of,
some things are better than others.
Some things are better than others. She's about halfway up the reboot, to the point where she's recognizing us and doing pretty good. We were singing songs and showing pictures and stuff. Dang it. My daughter just took a picture that we have of my mom in her early 20s holding a rose. And I'll get her to send it to me. She made a card. They always make cards. And with my son, it's like, love you. What was this one? Thank you for having my dad. Without him, I wouldn't be here. And here's a picture of a cat if you get sad. Like, love Mason. Like, that's okay. My daughter is like, here's a full drawing of this picture that you took freehand, and it looks like a photocopy, and it's insanely good and blah blah blah. So anyway, so she recognized that. Anyways, it was very, very cool.
That's cool.
Them. And then while I was driving up from down south, that was when my wife brought her mother over for brunch with everybody. And then just as I was pulling up, they were leaving, which kind of sucked. And then we had big dinner last night for Melissa with a bunch of different components. And it's one of those.
What was the big dinner?
We had steak, artichokes, baked potatoes, and I found I want to say a deal.
No eggs and rice?
No, that's not Mother's Day food.
That's her wheelhouse.
Your favorite, king crab legs.
That's
that hurts. They hurt when you try to crack them.
You did it with your hands, or do you have the?
We had the crackers, but
a house full.
But I watched this video, and basically what they were doing, I've eaten crab my whole life. So and I don't know if this works with all crab, but these are like the fat legs. You break it off at the joint, and then you take the leg and you like go over your forearm and just kind of chop it down, and the freaking whole leg comes out.
Is that what you did to the outside of your arm there?
That's mosquito bite.
Okay.
Now you just made it itch. Anyway, so all of that. That's why the house still smells fishy today.
I know. I also wanted to ask you, how was golf on Friday? Okay. Anyway, what do we have? Big show today. So the car was not starting.
I know we have 30 seconds now. I forgot to bring my golf clubs here. This is with our American Energy friends. Forgot to bring my golf clubs here. So I had to go home, get the clubs, which had like cobwebs on them because I hadn't used them since Christmas. We get out there, no time to swing a club.
Perfect.
First tee.
First swing of 2024.
First swing of 2024. A couple of practice swings.
Oh, yeah, but
brand new ball. I even faced the logo at me just because it's an OCD thing.
To show the guys.
Yeah.
And how are they as golfers, by the way?
We're all about the same.
Okay.
You're going to get a great shot here and then three bad shots.
But you're not like with three ringers.
No, not at all. Great guys. First shot. So there's 1 and then there's 18, right? And then across 18 is,
Why would you need to tell me that?
Well, because if you hit it and you shanked it so bad, it went across the 18th fairway. So we did, if you're a golfer, you get this. We did what's called a breakfast ball. I hit a breakfast ball. Jason, I shot an 87.
Whoa.
Yeah. I shot an 87. My next ball
buried the lead.
Was straight down the middle.
Uh-huh.
They weren't all perfect shots.
Right.
I was hitting my driver and my 3 about as good as I've ever hit them. I was putting.
Wow.
My short game was a little bit off. My irons, I clubbed down a little bit and just swang easy. And it was one of those where I kept like, guys, this is going to, thank God I've played with them before. They know I suck. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I haven't played since, we all did the whole, I haven't played since. I'm happy. I'd rather it be this way. Don't get me wrong. But I think we actually said something about that on Friday. Like, watch, you go out there and I end up shooting it. And by the way, for those of you
just as a warning, your next round's going to be a mess.
That's the whole thing.
A mess.
And just so people listening understand, like, that's a really good score. Really, really good score for me. Lucky to break 90. Lucky to break 90 a handful of times a year when I'm playing every day. I average low mid 90s. And it was
good for you.
Yeah.
The game of golf.
We'll take a break. When we come back, the Kings get lucky number 13. Woo! Hopefully. Yep. The Nuggets and the Wolves, that saga continues, and the Pacers and Knicks. So much to get to on a Monday. Sit back, relax, get comfortable. Hey, put on your seatbelt. Hands at 10 and 2. It's Dave, Jason, and Chris. We're right back.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And Logan Ryan picks him up. Looks like they're playing man. LaPorta's over there as well. It's 5 out. It's empty on 4th down. Goff back. Not going to get out to his right. Being chased. Throws, and it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on 4th down again.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
The 13th pick belongs to the Sacramento Kings.
Keegan lost his cool.
Honestly, I thought he was going to throw something.
If anything, I wish they could have, even if they said this is just the total prank on Keegan Murray, let the Kings get one just to see his reaction. Then we can say that was not real. Like, Atlanta, you can have it. This is for the people of Sacramento.
Would there have been I'm not talking about like afterwards when they interview him and all that. Like when it was announced, would there have been a smile?
I don't know.
I don't either. I think there would have been.
I don't think he's a real person.
I hope it's all a bit. I hope it's all a bit, and like deep down, he's just like the most emotional.
Well, this is still kind of been talked about, but I don't think uncovered. I still remember very well to this day his opening press conference. He talked about, and I didn't know anything really about Keegan Murray besides some videos and stuff that we saw at the beginning. He said, "Oh, yeah," and he was. The stuff you got out of him was about his brother, kind of like that's where you get a little bit.
Right.
But he talked about how he had a terrible temper on the court and like had to do a dramatic change. And I'm like, I can't, like, I've heard of changes, but how did he go that far? Like, there's nothing. So, and what did that look like? I mean, this would be probably a question for his parents, but like, what is him saying he was terrible going like, hey, bad call, ref.
Right.
Or did he like literally lose his stuff?
You know what? We got to remember that at training camp.
Yeah.
At media day.
Okay.
I'd love to talk to him about that.
Give us 2 stories of what you think you lost your mind.
Keegan, I have a temper issue when it comes to games. And
have you thrown a pizza oven, Keegan?
Have you ever done that? I need help there. I want to. You're right. We should. We should get. I know his dad has a podcast. Mm-hmm. We should be able to get him on at some point this summer and get those stories because how is it? You know, I'm also kind of waiting one day, like for him to be like, guys, it's just my personality. Why are you always making fun of me? But I also don't think he cares about that either.
I don't think so.
But is he like that, like behind the scenes with the foxes when he's babysitting? Right. Like, how is Keegan with the baby? Is he like, the baby is crying?
Like they always used to say, Tim Duncan's like the funniest person. Like, yes. Is he really? Right. Okay. I don't know. Maybe he is.
Did we figure out wouldn't the podcast, it would be like Tim Duncan, Keegan Murray.
With Kawhi.
With Kawhi. That's right.
Yeah.
Tim, Kings, and Kawhi.
Let loose.
Who?
Out of control.
Who's the host of that?
It just goes. I think that they have like an intro song, and then we'll see who talks first. Do you go? Do I go?
I mean,
I don't have anything to say.
Hi, and welcome to the podcast.
And the great thing is, who was that? Which one of them?
I think it was Keegan.
Was that Keegan?
Very good.
Chris is pretty good at dissecting who it was. So there's Kawhi checking in.
Meanwhile, have you seen
Tim? I see you've grown out your hair.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tim looks like a good time now.
Tim looks like he's enjoying life right now. Definitely.
What do you mean?
Blew my hair out. Had a second helping a cereal this morning.
I never have 2 at home.
I ate chicken and rice.
Again.
But
this time I had more rice.
What would be great is you actually have like a host, like one of us that talks, and all don't you like a Molly Karen, but like the whole job is like, all right, guys, Nuggets, Wolves. Who's coming out of this one?
Wolves.
Nuggets.
I don't know.
All right, we got a tie again.
Next question. Will the AL West be won by the Yankees or the Orioles?
They're not in the West.
That's a great point. But see, would one of them say that?
I agree with Keegan.
I don't really watch baseball. You guys see Breaking Bad?
Haven't finished it yet.
It would be like the anti. What's the one with the Schweddy, Pete Schweddy?
Yeah,
on SNL.
NPR
Yeah. Good times.
Yes.
All right. Honest to God, I'm not lying. I could do this until 10 a.m. So
we might.
Cut number 2, please. Whenever you're ready. Cut 2.
Keegan.
Yeah.
Cut number 2.
Edwards. Cracks the ball with a turnover. Nice Denver D. Porter at the other end. And he tries and he gets it to go. Beating the clock. Portland. That's intercepted. Murray get up to go. Got it. A big time 3.
I really like Reggie's part of that call. Great job, Reg. Just stomp all up and down on old Kevin Harlan. Why wouldn't you? 115-107 is your final. And Jason, going into the weekend, this series looked a lot different than coming out.
Yeah, remember Friday was the collision course of the Thunder and the T-Wolves.
Oof.
When it was 1-0 each team. Then it was 2-0. Minnesota with 2 great road wins, which at that point, especially game 2, Minnesota, that was as good of a defensive
without Gobert.
I mean, right there, that looked like the game you go, who's going to ever beat them? Well, here's Denver, desperate for game 3, and really kind of desperate yesterday, too. Good for them, and now it's 2-2. Yeah, Denver has home court back. I'm not convinced they're better either. Like, this is great. I love it.
And I don't want to write off the Wolves either.
Not at all. Of course they can win this.
So if they say that a series doesn't start until the road team wins, what is it when the road team has won every game?
Oh, it's really started.
Like, it is so going right now.
Up in here.
Up in here. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Hey, you know whose fault it isn't? Anthony Edwards. 22 years old, 44 points.
Well, he didn't get 50.
Yeah.
I actually put blame on him. It's his fault.
Michael Jordan would have gotten 50.
Yeah, see? He's not the GOAT.
In this series,
you gotta want it.
Edwards has scored 44, 19, 27, and 43. He's averaging 33 points, 5 boards, 5 assists in this series, and he averaged 31, 8, and 6 against the Suns in that sweep.
So what you're telling me, though, is they're better without Gobert, and he should not be Defensive Player of the Year?
I think Rudy Gobert should give back
to the community.
Player of the Year.
Oh, okay.
Just don't touch the microphone.
Yes.
Number 3, please.
Number 3.
The home team remains undefeated in their series. 4 games, home team won all 4. And the Pacers are now 5-0 at home in the playoffs. This one their best performance yet.
So because it was, Mother's Day yesterday, a lot of things were going on. I did not watch the first part of this game. And then about, I don't know.
Whatever time you checked in, it was over.
Yeah, it was like beginning of the third.
Oh, it was long over.
And I turned it on.
They were up 23 in the first quarter.
Dude, that was... Didn't expect that. I turned it on. I was like, wait, what? It was like, I don't know what it was. It was like 90-54 or something stupid. Like, really? How? And look, that happens sometimes in the playoffs. Yeah. A team will just have a complete stinkeroo. But yeah,
it was 34-11. It was 23 points, 34-11 in the first quarter. At one point,
the Knicks just look terrible. Jalen Brunson. I mean, when Jalen Brunson scores 18 points, you're going to lose. But the fact of the matter is that the rest of the starters combined for 21. I mean, they really, now you got, by the way, how about the former King Alex Burks there with 20 points off
there you go.
to lead the entire team. Martina McBride with 16 as well.
Martina McBride.
But really nothing jumped out from the Pacers. Like I'm looking at the box score here. Okay, Halliburton had 20,6 and 5. Miles Turner at 13 and 5. Siakam had 14. Nesmith had 8 and 12. Like, you look down the box score, but it was just like TJ McConnell, 15 and 10 and 21 minutes. He's having himself minute per minute an incredible playoffs.
Toppin was good. Like, just everybody
they just were all good. And it's so funny how you get carried away, because I look at that game yesterday, and I did actually, weirdly enough, watch the rest of it. And I'm going, how do the Knicks beat the Pacers? How does this go back to New York just because of a change of venue? How does it change so much? But it probably will.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like one trend that's happened, when you get this far, everybody's pretty even, but you get embarrassed. That next game's a dangerous game for the team that just got worked.
Yes, it is.
I mean, they usually come back and really respond. So,
yes.
And going home will help them. I mean, the Garden's been great for them, so we'll see.
Coming up in an hour, we're going to recap this series so far. And Jason, we're going to have a conversation. The Pacers are 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes.
Kings didn't even make the playoffs this year.
They did not.
So I feel like to be fair, we need to at least kind of touch on a progress report, if you will.
Okay.
And no, I'm not saying, hey, who won the trade?
Oh, okay.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying,
What are you saying?
Do the Pacers win the trade? We'll get to all that here in about an hour. When we come back, though, we will talk about the draft itself. The Kings get the number 13. Does it stay or does it go? And what are we looking at around there? So we'll get you familiar today with the draft, with the prospects, with what there is something that happened during the draft that actually may very much affect the Kings that had nothing to do with the Kings, if you know what I mean. We'll get into that next. In the meantime, I need a quick favor. I need you guys to save money. I do. I need you to save some money. What better way to do that than with my friends at American Energy Heating and Air? Hey, listen, played golf with them on Friday. We talked a lot. Not a lot. We're on like the ninth hole. I'm like, hey, John, how about that rebate? Hell, Dave, it's a crazy rebate. Well, Bobby, let me tell you. We didn't do that.
You guys talk weird.
And we do kind of, so we do. Hey, Smud bills are through the roof, Dave. Yeah, Smud's, that's what I want. I want Keegan, Kawhi, and Tim talking about energy bills. That would be amazing. Either way, they get a chance to hang out with those dudes, and it always reminds me, and I want to pass it on to you guys. I know this doesn't matter. You're looking for the best deal. You're looking to save money, as you should. But what I love about my guys in American Energy Heating and Air is they're local. They are local as local can be. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Better Business Bureau gave it an A+. You can't do better than that. So you got all of that. Plus, you got guys that live in your neighborhoods that their kids go to school with your kids. They're going to give you a good deal. They're going to give you a fair and honest deal. Like up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system I've been telling you about from Spud, PG&E. Just let American Energy perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis to see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. They're the best. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We're back with Draft Talk next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Across Sacramento, air conditioners are firing up, and with them, power bills are going through the roof. Are you ready for your utility bill to soar even higher next month? Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners save money because going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. We call it the Aztec Paycheck. How big of a paycheck? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much money you'll save every month. Find out how much you'll save now at yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable. Stop paying the power company and start paying yourself. Looking for a deal? Here's a timely offer from Aztec Solar. You can own a solar electric system for just $99.95. Cash price after incentives. Don't waste another dollar. Visit yourpowersavings.com and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
The 13th pick belongs to the Sacramento Kings.
And there it was. At least it was out of the way quickly.
True.
You know, no tension.
Yeah.
Drama.
I mean, they, by percentage points, they had the best percentage chance of getting 13. But from going to 1 to 4, they had a better chance of being 14. So when they weren't 14, I'm like, well, that's good. That's a little mini victory. And then they were 13. You're like, yeah.
A little mini victory?
Mini.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's that. Now it's what do they do?
Yeah.
What do they do with that?
Some options.
There are some options. So number one would be trade the pick. But in order to trade the pick, you got to work some things out with Atlanta. That's fine. Atlanta gets the number one pick. Now, that's really interesting here because Atlanta, it's a timing issue for them. But Atlanta this is fascinating. By the way, they had a 3% chance of getting the number one pick, and they got it. So having the 10th best odds and winning the lottery, there you go. And they don't control their first round pick till 2028 after this year. So, and that's future swaps to the Spurs. That has to do with the I believe Johnson Murray trade. Yeah. The big giant rumor here is that now they have an opportunity between Trae Young and Murray, if they want, to just completely clear the slate. Send Trae Young out, grab some picks there, restock that cupboard. Send out Murray, grab some picks there, restock the cupboard. And with the Kings having this pick, not only does Atlanta have the number one pick, but they've also got some maneuverations as well. So I'm really looking, you and I've talked about DeJounte Murray in the past, but I think it's a fascinating opportunity perhaps for McNair if they are looking for a true rebuild. Well, you've got that number 13 pick that you could trade. You absolutely could trade that to Atlanta. They just have to write off some concessions there to get that pick sent over. The salaries, there's plenty of room to match those salaries. They pick up another pick and Harrison Barnes and whomever, which is what I assume it would be. I don't think Herter. I don't think it's, hey, you can go back to Atlanta. But I think there's some, and I always think, I don't know why, this isn't necessarily true, but it does seem that more often than not, trades, at least decently to big size trades, happen with separate conferences. I always feel like there's a little bit, the percentage of starters and above, basically trades that involve superstars to starters. If you just take those trades, it seems like it's 70-30 they change conferences.
Sure. Yeah, if there's ever, the Kings have ever been a rumor with someone in the conference, you're like, but I don't know if I want to give them.
That's exactly right.
The one years ago with Cousins and the Lakers. Like, oh, man, but it's our best player going to the Lakers?
That's right.
I don't know.
That's right.
But
that was a big thing.
Yeah.
Now Cousins eventually went to the Pelicans, but it's like most likely different conference.
Right.
Second most likely different division.
Correct.
The ones you rarely see are interdivisional trades. So the ability to do something with Atlanta is there. And I think the fact that Atlanta got the number one pick, now all of a sudden, and again, by the way, Atlanta could also completely flip the script and say, hey, we're also going to take some, conversations on this number one pick.
Absolutely.
And if somebody comes in hot like that, well, then maybe we do hold on to Trae Young. Here's the thing, though, and Jason, this is just stuff we don't know. No, K-N-O-W. But there are these persistent rumors that Trae Young is just not pleasant to play with for a lot of people. And again, and I don't want to disparage the guy if it's all garbage, but it's like the whole where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a lot of smoke there about Trae Young just being difficult to play with. If anyone knows that, it's Atlanta's hierarchy. If that's the case, and if they just want to just completely wipe the slate clean, they've got some interesting opportunities here this summer.
Yeah, when you've only played for one organization, sometimes if you get traded, then it's like, okay, a little reset to the system. It's like, hey, where's my career going? Right. If I have been difficult, now I'm in a new place where I kind of have to act right. I don't know if any of that part's true, but what I do know is true now for Atlanta. We always talk about everybody's big board in their office, right? In the general manager's office. I feel like they could have this path, like, okay, plan A, keep the first pick, add to what we've already got and see if the number one pick, along with a good offseason, makes us, hey, look, we were a play-in team. We weren't great, but we weren't terrible. What can we be? Or it's, hey, let's plan B, completely reset.
Right.
Plan C, part of both. Like they have many paths to choose. and what one makes the most sense. What intrigue is there on Murray, on Young, on the first pick? Maybe they could be a busy lottery team and say, yeah, Sacramento, we will work with you. We'll have the 1st and the 13th. They've got a lot of different abilities now just by winning the lottery.
We will look at this more, obviously, quite a bit more today, and just look at, for example, this draft. The one thing that is, well, a couple things that are entertaining about this draft. Number one, I always like drafts where there's no real standout, because that's where real scouting and luck comes in. And the fact of the matter is, if the Kings are going to have a number 13 pick, this is the draft to have the number 13 pick, because you never know you have no idea who's going to slide to you and what the hell that player is going to be.
But to your point, like if you have Victor Wembanyama, and this didn't happen, but if the rest of the draft class was awful, it's a great draft because everybody's playing for Wembanyama.
Right.
Well, what if you've got about 10 good players, but there's not a player? It's still a great draft.
I can all but guarantee you this. The Sacramento Kings will have the opportunity to draft a very good player.
Yes.
They will. That's all we need to know. They will have even if you go back to the Papagiannis draft, where they drafted somewhere around here, and you look down the draft list, and it's like, oh my God, who would I have rather?
Papagiannis was 13.
Oh, that's right. Papagiannis was 13.
I mean, they technically took 8, remember, and switched with Marquise Chris and but anyway, they got him.
Right. And the point being there is that you look at that draft and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what they could have done differently. Remember, wasn't it like the Suns? There's something with the Suns drafting him or something.
Yeah, because it was Papagiannis and Chris swap.
That's right. So Papagiannis goes 13th, by the way, 2 spots below DeMontis Sabonis. You look down the list. Okay, well, should they have gotten Denzel Valentine next, or
That's what people wanted?
That's who I wanted. Juan Hernan Gomez, Gershon Yabusele, Wade Baldwin, Henry Ellenson, Malik Beasley. Okay. And then you say, okay, Karis LeVert at number 20. Now, here's the thing, though, Jason. Number 27, Pascal Siakam. Number 29, DeJounte Murray. Like, there's always going to be, almost always. Yeah. So at number 13, there's somebody that's going to be there. And we'll look at the mock drafts as well, because they are all over the place.
Everywhere, like literally, and we're going to have it in a couple segments later in the show, that there's like 6 of them that I've just picked out, 6 different players.
Yeah.
So they're not landing on a consensus. Watch for Sacramento to take this player. Now, that may happen over time, but right now people have all sorts of different players there.
And finally, Jason, the best part is there's no clear-cut number 1.
Right.
Alex Sarr, number 1, according to ESPN. Okay. Alex Sarr, number 1, ESPN.
But that was different than even the show yesterday. They had the other guy.
Zachary Sachere. Yeah. Alex Sarr on the Ringer. Yep, no problem. CBS Sports. Sarr, but then Reese Sachet over at Tankathon, which is a combination of a bunch of them. It will be interesting. This thing's going to be all over the place, and it will be fun here in a couple months. We'll take a break when we come back, safe or out. Hey, your Orioles and Yankees, Jason. Well, your Yankees and the Orioles, I should say. Rumors about the A's that are incredibly predictable. Wait, hold on. We predicted them, as did, by the way, everyone else, and so much more. Safe or out is next.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Hi, everyone. It's Emron Pilati, host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Would you like a chance to meet Ricky Henderson, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Dave Stewart, and our favorite Malik Monk, and meet over 90 sports card dealers all in one weekend? This is your chance to do it on May 17th through the 19th at the Roseville Fairgrounds at the Sacramento Autograph Expo. You can get all the information about the show on our website at sacautograph.expo.com. That's sacautograph.expo.com.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Uh-oh. We got Jason.
Side effects.
Side effects. Safe or out?
Stinky.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd. Let's get to baseball question 1.
The Orioles and Yankees have each won 7 of 10, and Baltimore has a half-game lead. Safe or out? This will be the best race in baseball this year.
I saw this random tweet yesterday. It was an Orioles-Mariners game from like the 90s. And it's like coming up for the Orioles. Rafael Palmeiro, Cal Ripken. I'm forgetting like 5 guys coming up for the Mariners. Oh, here's Alex Rodriguez, followed by Ken Griffey Jr., Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez, like just stacked.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe not that stacked, but both these teams are really, really stacked. It still might be a little bit on the early side for the Orioles, but
no, they were great last year.
They were great last year. That's the thing. And they got a little experience. I think this is, they have every right to be there and every right to be a legitimate title contender. And then you've got the Yankees, who just seemingly just about every year are phenomenal. This is going to be a fun race. I think it's safe. I think this is going to be the best race in baseball.
I think so too. I'm trying to think. Maybe you can get a Philly Atlanta race that's going to be up there. But yeah, it feels like this is it.
And by the way, you and I have no idea come fall. Who knows? Maybe the Yankees or Orioles win the division by 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, this is the best heavyweight battle going at it.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of, what the Yankees have been and done and paid, and the Orioles have kind of done it through the farm system. So it's a little bit of a different strategy.
Absolutely. You have the evil empire, and then you have the Orioles who did it the right way.
Huh. They were the evil empire.
Volpe, Soto, Judge, Stanton, Rizzo, Torres, Verdugo. That's just redonk. Question 2.
Rumors have emerged that the teams are wanting to trade for Mason Miller of the A's. Safe or out? He will still be here in the fall.
I hope I'm wrong, but just gonna go with history. Out. He is an arm on fire, heart's desire.
This is earlier than normal. Like this stuff that's sort of. I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, he's killing it. It's over if they get to him, but they're already talking about dealing him. You're like, my goodness.
Everybody has played fantasy football with the guy that just wants to play, and behind his back, you call him the donation.
Yeah,
he just throws his money in every year, just wants to have fun. And then there's those serious players that are on. So, hey, look, I know you got Giannis. He's been a little bit injured and all that. Instead of Giannis, why don't I give you Kevin Huerter, DeJounte Murray, Jakob Poeltl, and one. So you get 4 decent guys for what, you try to go there, see what you can do. I feel like that's how it is with the A's, where everyone knows Mason Miller. That's like the guy. They're always doing this stuff. So it's just a matter of, I need to beat the other team. Someone's going to get him. Mm-hmm. What's it going to take? How much money, guys? Right. You need a new scoreboard. Maybe we'll pay for your vending machines for whatever John Fisher's going to.
We got someone that can do artist renderings of a stadium.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, totally off subject. Congratulations to David Garibaldi, who did the halftime show at the Nuggets Timberwolves game. It was super awesome. I love him, and I love that he represents Sac so much. I would say safe. He gone. At some point.
I mean, the fact that it's already being brought up, it's not a mystery. It's what they've done. It's been their pattern. He's been that good, and he's catching everybody's attention. It's just sad, but predictable. Very predictable.
Hey, that predictableness will be here next year. Hopefully, they'll be selling off players as much. But it is John Fisher. Number 3, please.
Meanwhile, Oakland remains in 3rd, just 3.5 behind Seattle. Safer out. The AL West is the league's strangest division.
I think it's safe, at least right now. This is a really strange division. You've got the A's, who are just 4 games below 500. And, we're now, 42, 43 games into the season. We're officially a quarter of the way through the season. Hey! But the Astros are 15 and 25.
Yeah. I think the only predictable thing in the division right now is the Angels. Yeah. Below 500.
Below 500. 15 and 26. Yet another season of them just being horrible. Good job, Artie Moreno. You've got the Astros 6.5 back of the Mariners. Then the A's, the Rangers are a half game back of the Mariners. And we accepted the Mariners and Rangers to compete, but honest to goodness, the expectation, I think, was this could be the best team, the best top 3 in any division. You've got the defending champions. You have the Astros, who are there every single year. And then you have the Mariners, who are a young team, maybe like the Orioles light, trying to break through with a lot of a really good young talent. I look at the Astros, Jason, and I look at they've still got Altuve. They still have Bregman. They still have Tucker. They still have Yordan Alvarez. They've got a lot of talent there. Mauricio Dubon. It just isn't working.
Yeah, you don't want to count them out because of all the years of making the American League Championship Series, but maybe that's partly Dusty being gone. Who knows?
Yeah, I was just thinking that
in all the elements. But the fact that no one's really running away with the division keeps everyone in play. Even when Trout comes back, I don't trust the Angels. The A's have just been the nice story. I hope they can just kind of linger around because it just makes it more interesting. But they're fortunate they're not in one of the American League East, let's say, because, they'd be buried.
Golly, let's see if it's in golly. The Mariners are 22 and 19. That is the worst record of any team leading a division. And compare that to the Phillies, who are at like 28 and 13. Here come the Dodgers, even though they lost yesterday, 27 and 15. By the way, you look at the Giants. Giants 8 games back of the Dodgers. They are 4 games below 500. Just like, matter of fact, the Giants and A's have the exact same record.
How about that?
Both 19 and 23. I will say this, though, Jason. The payroll's a little bit off.
Yeah. I wonder if you made the all Bay Area team, do we even have a first place squad? Probably not.
I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, I could see you could. You take Webb and a healthy Blake Snell, maybe Harrison.
Yeah, Miller's the closer.
Yeah, Miller's the closer with Duvall as your setup. Blackburn and there's another guy for the A's that's a decent start. And then I'm just thinking offensively. Ugh.
Actually, might be the A's. I don't know. More A's player. Who knows? It wouldn't be a great squad.
The Giants are 10th in the league in payroll. By the way, the Angels, even without Shohei Ohtani, still 12th in
good
payroll.
Job. Good job. Good effort.
At what point does Artie Moreno just go, I'm not good at this? I'm not good, and I've made a ton of money, and I will make a ton more if I sell.
Did he? Is my timeline wrong? Did he win right away in 2002 with the Giants? I know they won, but was he the owner?
That's a great question.
I feel like he was right at the beginning of that.
And
then
he
it's
was,
like,
then
I've got this thing figured out. And then 22 years later, it's nothing since.
he's 77 years old, and he bought the team May 15th, 2003.
Oh, he missed it.
Missed it by
That
a
much.
year.
So, yeah, he hasn't been there for anything, really.
No, and at what point do you, I mean, maybe he's just saving it for his kids. I don't know. But you can't realize the profit if you don't sell.
Yeah.
Sell the team, dude. Why do you want to deal with this? I mean, I don't know, man.
It's so weird to be a team in a city and area that's that big, like the Angels are, maybe let's say like the Chargers, where you're just not even remotely a priority.
Absolutely not a priority. Nobody cares.
And maybe by the numbers, you've got more people than some of the smaller markets in theory, but there's just not the passion for those teams.
We got a break here, but when Artie Moreno, they won the championship in 02, beating the Giants, Russ Ortiz, 77 and 85 in 03. Okay. Jason, then they go 92 and 70, 95 and 67, 89 and 73, 94 and 68, 162, and then 97 and 65. That takes you all the way till 2009. Since then, they've had 4 years. In 2015, they were above 500, 85 and 77. Jason, they haven't finished above 500 going on 9 years now, which, hold on a second. Mike Trout, Anthony Rendon, Shohei Ohtani, Pujols. What the hell has happened there in the last 10 years with these superstars?
I think that was the stat, and I could have it wrong. I remember last year, I think there was one team in Major League Baseball, one, that hadn't been over 500 in the last, whatever the reference is, maybe 7-8 years. And I wouldn't have guessed it was the Angels. Like your Pirates.
Sure.
But everybody's found a year in there. The Orioles finally did, but
not them.
Yeah. The Angels.
All right. The Nuggets have evened up this series. We'll talk about that. Also, Jason has a very important announcement coming to you between now and then. Stay tuned through the break. You'll hear that next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Hey there, you never know when you may be in need of someone to help represent you on your behalf. You don't know when this will come. Hopefully we'll never have this situation, but you want to be prepared for it. And if you're ever in that spot, then you want someone you can trust and someone that you know will work for you. I'm sure you have seen plenty of lawyers that are on TV, right? You just pump in information. Those guys are going through case after case after case. You're just another number, another figure. They don't really mean a lot to you. Just kind of move on and get through the process. Well, they just rush through those cases. Like I said, there's no connection, and you're just another figure on the books. So how about someone that's in our community right here in Sacramento and cares about you, cares about the result, cares about their own name in this as well? I'm talking about Jonathan Gonzalez at the Gonzalez Law Offices. Now, he's right here in downtown Sacramento, and like I said, doesn't count you as just another one of those cases or clients. He's not going to just rush through this. He will connect with you and help you in your area of need. Now, what might that be? Well, maybe it's an auto accident, expungement, a wrongful termination case, whatever and wherever you feel you may be in the need of representation. I suggest you contact Jonathan Gonzalez. That's the SacLegalDefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Again, that's the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at SacLegalDefense.com or 916-304-9187.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center, expecting a pleasant start to your Monday morning. Into the afternoon, you don't need the jackets. We're looking at plenty of sunshine, a bit of a delta breeze, and highs today will peak in the upper 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
At Progressive, we know how much you love your recreational vehicles, so we decided to record this commercial in an RV.
With a family on vacation.
Mom, who are these people?
Oh, that's Flo and Jamie. They're recording a commercial, sweetie.
Don't they do that in the studio?
Normally.
No.
But we wanted to feature a family who bundled their home and RV and saved with Progressive.
Yeah, it looks like you're all out of chips.
Okay, I think we'll just drop you off at the next gas station.
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save. Because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
At T-Mobile, you can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, switch and keep your phone. We'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
Winter's gone, so there's no excuses for missing out on Sacramento's premier country festival, Country in the Park. It's this Friday and Saturday. Don't miss your chance to see
Bradley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jake Owen, Walker Hayes, Brian Kelly, Drew Baldridge, Brian Martin, Michael Ray,
Ingrid Andress, Priscilla Block,
Chase Matthew.
Tickets are only $46 per day. Buy your tickets now at CITPfest.com. That's CITPfest.com. Or take your chances at the gate. Brought to you by Juno Restaurant and Lounge, Vernick Academy, and Fieldhouse American Sports Pub.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
My father was a career United States Air Force pilot, and Memorial Day is a reminder of all he and so many others did for our country. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Right now at the annual Memorial Day sale, everything in the store is on sale. Everything. You'll save 10 to 25% on all living rooms, to sofas, to sectionals, to dining rooms, to bedrooms, to home offices, and so much more. Everything is on sale right now at Naturewood Home Furnishings Memorial Day sale. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, it's all available for you at savings from 10 to 25% at Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishing, off Highway 50 in Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
So real quick, I meant to tell you this in the open, Jason. After we went and visited my mom for Mother's Day, in fact, her the facility she is in Carmichael, which I'm sort of familiar with. And my wife was with her mom, so it was just me and the kidlets. And after we went there, we had some time to kill before my wife got back from dropping her mom off. So I took them through like a tour of
your stomping ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I've done before, but we hadn't done it in a very long time. They didn't remember a lot. That's kind of how it started. Said, hey, do you remember like Ansel Hoffman Park? So we went. This place is on Garfield. We went. The guy at the front desk is a fan of yours. I forgot to tell you that too. Went to go sign in. He goes, hey, you're the radio guy. He said it friendly, but he's like, hey, you're the radio guy. It's always funny in front of my kids because they get super embarrassed. And I was like, hey, he goes, man, you guys are cool. He goes, say hi to Jason. I'm a big fan of his. Well, he didn't say it in a way. I'm making it sound like he said it in an uncomfortable way. He's a very nice guy and said to say he's a big fan.
Oh, that's cool. Hello.
So So we go from there and, hey, here's the first job I ever had at it used to be a car wash, this, that, whatever. Went to my elementary school, Detterding, and rolled through there, the first elementary school. Then I showed them how I walked home and the route I took. And how
are they impressed at all?
I don't think so, because my whole thing
is really more for you.
This is 100% for me. But they were interested because I was like, see, I walked home, something you never do, because you get rides. Walked home, and then we went to the house I grew up in. That they did kind of, Avery remembers a little more than Mason, and of course they did some changing of the house there, which is kind of weird.
Different for you at all, or still look the same?
The house,
just the general area.
Jason, it was so strange, and I don't know
because it was already mature when you were like the area I grew up as a kid. Now I've gone back, and like, some of it's just really mature. It looks older. Obviously, it looks older.
Yes.
Like, wow. Well. It looks the same, but different, if it makes sense.
Yes. I want to be careful here because I was born and raised my whole life in Carmichael. I love the place. I still do. And I don't know what it is. It's a smell to me. I know, not a bad smell, a wonderful, it's something
with like Carmichael in here.
Yes. Like it's the olive trees and I don't know what it is about there, but it just, and I think everybody has that. It's just that it just felt like home in a different way. Carmichael's gone so downhill. I'm just being honest. It really has, man. There's parts of Carmichael that are still wonderful, but there's a lot of Carmichael, and anybody living in Carmichael knows what I'm talking about. That is just not it's just old. Like you got Milagro, the new thing near Fair Oaks Marconi, that's great. But you just go down Fair Oaks Boulevard, go down Fair Oaks from the curve at Oak all the way down to Manzanita. Just roll through there. It's old. It looks like it's out of the 80s.
Yeah, I no other way to say it. I feel like it just needs a bath.
It needs a bath and it needs some, reworking.
Yeah.
So went to Detterding, the elementary school, then went to and then they've changed some stuff around in the old house, which is kind of trippy to me, but including the front lawns I used to have to mow. There's like 2 tiny little squares of lawn that they've now let like overgrow into this natural. It looks good. I'm like, why did we do that? I wouldn't have mowed the lawn. Went to my junior high, old Winston Churchill. Went by where I started at Miraloma. We're just going through everything, and where was I going with this? Some
of your kids.
Went down to Ansel Hoffman.
Yeah.
And it was
FEA.
Drove by FEA, and they didn't. I've taken them there before, but they were very little. So then we decided we're going to do an FEA trip. It's like, hey, here's where people come and they raft and get done there. There's a ton of people out there having a picnic. I think there was some event out there, the golf course, and I was showing them this used to be this used to be that. We lived above the bluffs on Ansel Hoffman where I grew up, so there were these little trails that came down. So even when they closed the park, like my buddies and I would sneak down the trails and we'd have the whole park to ourselves at night, which is dumb, but it's kids, so we could run around and that big lawn there. There was a tree house there when we were kids that I think is still there. But there was just something really weird about being there, and I was having this simultaneous moment of I'm here with my children showing them things, but also I feel like a child right now because I spent so much time here, and it's this weird interspersing of worlds colliding. And then I kind of felt bad. That's where I was going, Jason, because I was telling them, and I'm really going to sound like an old head here. summertime, I would do one of three things. I'd either meet up with my buddy Kevin, my buddies Kevin and Brian and all that. We'd meet at Churchill and we would play with nothing but a basketball and our sneakers. Water fountains were good enough for us, and we played basketball all day, 9 a.m. until dusk, and then come home to where your sneakers were sticking to the melting blacktop. My buddy Eben Mahoney and I would get on our bikes and we would ride the bike trails, start in the morning, go all the way downtown. I mean, we're talking, that's a pretty good ride and back just to ride bikes and have fun. Or we'd grab our bag of balls and bats, and like 7 of us had head to Star King Junior High, where they had they had fences there. Yeah. They didn't have, there weren't a lot of places with fences, but like to deep center was like $250, right? So we play home run derby. And the whole and my kids were, now they were interested. Avery especially was like, wait, hold on. So how would you get there? Ride our bikes. Well, what if Nani needed to get a hold of you? She couldn't. Well, did you have to check in? No.
No way to.
There was no way to. We didn't have phones.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go to a payphone? No. Well, what if there was an emergency? She'd know where we were for the most part, but maybe we weren't. She'd wait till we came home.
Yeah.
And they're like looking at me like, what? Hold on. You get on your bike and leave the house at like 8 a.m. and you don't come back until, I was like, we had to be home before dark. And you don't come home until like 7 or 8 p.m. and they don't know where you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, as she's saying it, I'm like, God, that does sound crazy. Yeah.
And some parents needed a reminder right when the news started of, do you know where your children are?
Yes.
And you're right. And to further complicate it, like everyone has phones now. Everyone has cameras. Everyone has it. But I'm sitting there as I'm telling my kids, I understand why they're like that. Cause I'm like, I would not let you do that.
It's a different time, but
how, but that's where I was having a mental break. I'm like, why was it a different time? We have so many more ways. Everyone sees everything now. Like look, I'm just going to say it, and I don't have any statistics to back this up, and I could be dead wrong. I'm just going to say what occurred to me in my head. I feel like it was a lot easier to kidnap kids then than it is now.
Yeah.
And logically, that makes sense to me.
And the fact that you were a kid that grew up that way, I was the same way as you. Just gone all day playing. Knock on wood, we made it out okay. I mean, I'm glad. But like most parents of our age are parenting the other way.
Right.
It's like, call me, check in, let me know when you got there, or I'll drop you. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that it's weird that we grew up in the one way, and I would say as a reaction, we're doing it the other way.
Completely the other way. And so I had this crisis of parenting where I'm like, am I screwing over my kids? Am I doing this wrong? Are most other parents doing this? Or am I being over and I'm just imagining like, all right, kids, take care. And they have phones.
Right.
Get on your bike, go by. Is it a neighborhood? I don't know. Would I let them do this if they lived in Carmichael? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it really made me feel kind of old and out of touch. I was like, this is how, and now I sound like my dad who was like, I left with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a fishing pole. And I was down at the creek all day long and I came home with dinner. Trouts. Trouts. All right. We had a quick segment. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Hey, this pick thing, you want to trade or keep it? Talking about the Kings. Everyone wrote off the Nuggets too soon. Why? And Anthony Edwards, Michael Jordan. Yeah, we'll have a conversation there. We'll do that next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Ooh, ma.
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Oh, Willie. Growing up with resourceful Willie. Yeah, man, we'd go to Star King. We'd have about 15 to 20 baseballs between the 7, 8 of us. You each take turns pitching for an inning.
Perfect.
And
I'd have been with you.
You get 3 outs.
Yeah.
That's it. And then sometimes we'd team up if we had even numbers and play 3-on-3 home run derby. Forget about it.
That's awesome. Good
The
times.
Sandlot was based off you, right?
That was 100%. Yes, it's the fast guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was based off of me. 3 for Madness.
Benny the Jet.
Benny the Jet. I was Davey the Jet.
Yes.
Yeah. Davey and the Jets. Question 1.
So what's your first instinct? Trade or keep the pick?
Trade. That's my first instinct. It is. It's trade. It's on one hand, they say this is one of the worst drafts in recent memory. In fact, I was just reading something during the break before last. The analytics were saying that the number 1 and number 2 pick this year, analytically, when you look at the average draft for the last 10 years, would be somewhere in the 7th and 8th pick range numerically, based on all their measurables and talent and scores and all that. But as we said earlier, though, that also means the chances for a team like the Kings picking 13 of, let's be honest, you're picking 13. You don't want to miss on the pick, but if you miss on 13, it's a lot better than missing on, I don't know, pick 3,
right.
Pick 2. So you have a better chance, like, for example, Tyrese Halliburton slipped down to 12. You have a better chance of picking up a really, really, really good player. On the other hand, you have an opportunity here to really reshape some things. And when it comes to the timeline, the Kings are at a point right now where they don't need an old head necessarily to come in, but they need somebody who's ready to play right now. They don't have time, if they can help it, to wait 3-4 years for a development. I think, like I said, this is the summer of distressed stars. I think Monty's going to go after one, and I think he's going to move the pick.
Yeah, my first instinct is actually the opposite. I'm going pick, but the reasoning behind my thought on this, Dave, is I think the one thing, if we look at Monty and his front office, I would say if I'm grading on what he's done best, I think they've drafted well.
Yeah.
And not perfect, but well. And I like their odds of cracking the code at 13. The other reason to like it is contract control. Favorable contract, 4 year. You kind of have someone slotted in a pay range that's covered. You're not worried yet about, oh man, we're going to pay this guy 4 years, $120 million. Now, if they get to that, that means you had a great 4 years under that favorable contract.
Right.
But I also don't say this is an end up like draft only is the reason. If you can get a trade like you're talking about that makes you better, you trade in a heartbeat. But I think my instinct is keep it because I think they're good at drafting, and I like the contract control.
I don't necessarily disagree either because you could see them.
There's a lot of ways they're
going to be open for business.
Absolutely, they should be.
They're going to be open for business, and if business ain't good, as you said, they can always pick. And they've been very, very good at that for the most part. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Everyone wrote off the Nuggets too soon. Are we doing the same with Minnesota?
I'm more likely, I'll be honest, I have an easier time writing off Minnesota than I did Denver because Denver is the defending champion and has been there. But I'm not writing off Minnesota. This is a 2-2 series.
Right.
As you and I said, when you saw Minnesota take both in Denver, and especially the second one, which was an absolute blowout, you could see game 1, oh, it's a surprise, matchups, whatever. Nuggets were kind of sleeping. Okay, well, it's not going to happen in game 2. Game 2, blowout. Rudy Gobert gone for the birth of his baby. And you're sitting there, you're like, I don't know how does this change going back to Minnesota? The series looks like it could be over. Well, then Denver's like, no. And really kind of the same thing. They beat them in game 1. They beat them soundly in game 2. Don't look at the score necessarily. I mean, this was a minute that They cut it to, I want to say, 6 with like 45 seconds left. Minnesota did.
Yeah.
I think they said this is the closest it's been since like the first quarter or something silly. But I'm not going to sit here and say they go back. Who knows what the hell is going to happen? This is a fun series.
It is. And I think when you look back at when it was 2-0 Minnesota, one of the things that was going wrong was Murray and Jokic weren't playing great.
Right.
So track record and believability of a bounce back was very much there. You're like,
sure.
If you need Murray and Jokic to play well, that's likely going to happen. And it did, and they played well, and they won both games. So that has to make Denver feel better, but we played 4 games. I mean, I still think the best performance in the 4 was Minnesota's defense in game 2. So if they can find that again, I would never write them off. Now, I don't know if that was a one-game outlier special performance. They would have beat anybody in the league, maybe, but it's 2-2. We haven't learned much. Best of 3 now. Denver's got a home court. I hope it goes 7. It'd be fun.
I'll tell you one thing. If this Timberwolves team doesn't win, I think it depends on how the series plays out. But all eyes on Karl Anthony Towns right now because he had a stinkeroo. And this ain't the first time the reputation he has. And Anthony Edwards has been very defensive on his behalf. But also I think it's kind of exposed a little bit of, hey, he's prone to make some really dumb fouls. He's prone to disappear in certain moments. And when you look at this series so far, he had 20 in game 1, 27 in game 2. 14 in game 3 and 13 yesterday, 13 on 5 of 18 shooting. There is an asterisk with him though. And yesterday was easily his worst game of the series. And I might be reaching here. I'm not trying to make excuses. I just in thought process, and it was mentioned yesterday being Mother's Day and him playing too. Remember, he lost his mother during COVID, I think, 4 years ago. Super. And some people, like you saw Isaiah Thomas after his sister passed away tragically, went off on national TV and had a crazy game. Brett Favre, after his dad died, you remember Monday Night Football, 5 touchdowns? There are some players that will react that way. There's other players that it's heavy on them and they're not focused right. I don't know. I'm completely stretching with Karl Anthony Towns there. I'm saying that could be a possibility, but he needs to bounce back because I'm not saying they would move him in the offseason, but I'm not saying this is Anthony Edwards' team.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you know what you've got in Gobert is your great goalie defensively, and this is how they've become a better team. And remember all the picks they gave up to get him. So they don't have a lot going forward. The one piece I think you get something for is Towns. So I think that's something they should explore. They don't have to do it, but they should explore it.
I would
too. I
would trade him. If I'm going to get the Godfather offer for Karl Anthony Towns, who, by the way, he's 28. Yeah. He's got 4 years of solid prime minimum left. And the guy's 22, 8-3. Former 3-point champion as a 7-footer.
His stats will probably go up on a different team too. I would think if he's more of a prime.
Just for fun. Isn't he the prototype center you'd put next to Sabonis if you were going to put a center next to Sabonis? I'm just asking the question. He's a stretch 4/5, which is what everyone's talking about. So you have another big, not that he's a defensive guy, but he's a 7-footer to go with Sabonis. I'm saying, doesn't he fit the bill of most, if they're like, oh, let's put another big next to Sabonis? Ain't it? You're talking about the best shooting big man in the league.
He'll tell you that.
From behind the arc, beyond the arc.
No.
You do not.
I'm not a Cat fan.
Now, let's not turn this into...
And it can't be that way, yeah.
Let's not turn it into Carmichael Dave saying they should do the trade. I'm saying I just want to have a thought of
the fit.
How would they fit together?
I mean, I guess it's what they're doing, right, with Gobert and him.
Yeah.
But Gobert's
more,
he's more the defensive stopper. Yeah. He stretches the floor.
If there was a Carlucci go...
I mean, I guess if I'm telling you Jaren Jackson Jr., it's the same. It's just they're different guys.
Except Jaren Jackson's far better defensively than Karl Anthony Towns. And if there was a Rudel Anthony go bounds, if you could combine the two of them, they'd be the perfect center.
Right.
that's obviously not the case. No. And I don't know that. I mean, both Sabonis and Towns. Actually, Sabonis is a better defender than Karl Anthony Towns, which just says something. In fact, Sabonis top 10 defender in the league.
It's proven.
Number 3, please.
Question 3.
You keep hearing the Ant versus MJ comparisons. Is there a better comp for Anthony Edwards?
I like what Kenny Smith, and we talked about this last week. So they were doing the whole TNT guys. Well, really, it was Shaq. Hey, is he Michael Jordan? This, that, whatever. And, Charles was like, come on, man. Can we just let this guy be Anthony Edwards doing that thing? And Shaq's, doing this whole, by the way, Shaq is just not having a great postseason. He's just not having a great postseason. Anyways, Charles is saying the one thing, Shaq saying, come on, man. He's close, this, that, whatever. Then Kenny comes in and says, can I just say something? You know who I think is a more apt comparison? Here we go. Sorry, I was. If you heard me pause more than usual, it's because I was looking for the clip on the fly here. This is important for context. Here's a bit of that conversation.
Who people bet? And please, America, please stop the Michael Jordan stuff. This guy's had one good playoff run, and he's a great. I think he's going to be a great player. He's a really nice kid. We root for him. We want him to be.
Is he close?
No, hell no. Close to who? Close to who? They both black.
You're not close to Mike?
He's not close to Michael Jordan.
At 23?
Michael Jordan was getting. He was scoring like.
I'm just asking. At 23,
Hey,
23,
I love
23.
Edwards.
I'm just
do
asking.
not do that. You know what?
Nice.
Honestly, and this is not disrespectful.
All right, here we go. So Kenny's going to come in here, and I really love this comparison.
I'm not disrespectful. He is very nice, but his body type,
He's going to try to come in. Give him a second.
and the way he plays, to me, reminds me more of D Wade, young D Wade, when he was carrying that team when he had Lamar Odom and he was going through the playoffs for the first time. It reminds me of that. All I want to say is, man, why
close.
can't we just let people do their thing and watch them? Why do we have to say, well, he's like, I'm not telling you, I'm talking about like,
You
he's
know
the
what?
next Michael Jordan.
No, because you know why? Because y'all paved the way for us. That's why.
What does that even mean? Because y'all paved the way for us? Meaning what? Like Michael Jordan and everybody paved the way for Anthony Edwards and that's
Shaq.
Michael Jordan
paved it for the next. I don't know. I don't know what he means.
know what the hell he's saying half the time. It doesn't make sense.
I like the Wade call.
I actually
as a like the body type and comp and all that.
That makes a lot more sense to me. And yes, body type, game type. By the way, Dwayne Wade and Michael Jordan are pretty big names to live up to.
Absolutely.
But Anthony Edwards is looking pretty good. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Pacers have evened up the series with the Knicks. They're 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Finals, Jason. Let's have a conversation about that next.
Korak with your Green and Gold report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. While the A's vastly improved play this year has certainly been noticed around baseball, Mason Miller was named the American League Reliever of the Month for March and April. And by the way, no runs allowed in April. And Brent Rooker is the most recent Player of the Week, a week that featured 2 homers in 1 inning against the Miami Marlins at the Coliseum.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Welcome to the May Springtime Sales Event at Kia Vacaville. Are you ready for an exceptional automotive journey? We're excited to present to you the pinnacle of automotive excellence, the Kia Telluride. As May unfolds, come explore the remarkable features of the Kia Telluride. Beyond being just a vehicle, it embodies a lifestyle. With a seamless blend of sophistication and practicality, the Telluride is ready to elevate your driving experience to extraordinary heights. Whether you're embarking on a family getaway or navigating busy city streets, the Kia Telluride offers unparalleled comfort and innovation. Moreover, with Kia's unwavering commitment to safety and reliability, you can drive with absolute confidence wherever your adventures take you. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Experience the exceptional Kia Telluride firsthand. Visit us today at Kia Vacaville and take advantage of exclusive offers during the May Springtime Sales Event. Your adventure awaits. Kia Vacaville, where innovation meets excellence. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Rebound by Porter. And Gordon will take it. Rollicking down the lane. Right edge. Oh, the big man drops the anvil. Gets it to Jokic. Couple seconds in the quarter. A fake and a fire. Jokic got it. Great timing by the MVP, Nikola Jokic.
We'll get to more on Denver and Minnesota a little bit later. You also had Jamal Murray's big three at the end of the first half, right in front of Kevin Harlan. There's another series over the weekend. The Pacers and Knicks, and former King Tyrese Halliburton also had a three to end the half.
Halliburton hits a three. Tyrese Halliburton from way downtown.
Literally just said that, Mike Breen. I just said he had a big three. How about a layup?
Halliburton looking. Spins, leans in, the Euro step, lefty layup is good.
28-point lead in the second quarter for Indiana behind everybody, including TJ McConnell.
Physical limitations to energy. This is not a matter of want if you're the New York Knicks. McConnell, a three, got it!
O.B. Toppin gets the alley-oop in the first, by the way, 23-point lead as well.
Alley-oop to Toppin! What a haymaker the Pacers have thrown here with the first.
So we're going all around when it comes to that game because really, honestly, it was over early. This was the most uncompetitive game of the series. And there is understand. I get it. There is a thought that, oh, this isn't a surprise. What do you know? Get the Knicks out of New York where Jalen Brunson's Mr. Foul Merchant and the refs are bailing him out. You could also say that the Pacers have yet to lose a game in this series since Rick Carlisle sent 78 calls into the league. I mean, I am a little bit here for all of that. I'm a little bit here for all of that, but not completely.
Yeah, I mean, I also go back to, look, yesterday was a blowout. I don't know that you just dismissed the game, but to me, if the series does go the Pacers' way, I go to game 3 because the Knicks did a good job of coming back, had it tied, 20 seconds left, and Andrew Nebhart, of all people, stepped back like 30-footer, nets that, and they're up 3, and then they, foul and end up winning by 5. But that's a game, I mean, if it's 3-0, right, nobody's done that. It's over.
Right.
Instead, it's 2-1. You get new life, and then yesterday you absolutely demolish them. So now it's 2-2 even series, and I'm sure Indiana's feeling pretty good, knowing that a few things go their way, they win game 1 or game 2.
That's right.
And this could already be over in their favor.
Charles Barkley brought it up. In fact, it's on our screen right now. And, you know, it's easy to kind of go back and be hindsight here. You do wonder if could Tom Thibodeau running these players into the ground at some point, you think it's going to affect them. It's going to get them. Is this part of that where you're getting guys like Jalen Brunson? Just, you know, he had for him a terrible game yesterday. And you know what, look, we'll see, because we're back to New York tomorrow at 5 p.m. Meanwhile, the Pacers, let's look at the Pacers this year. Runners up in the in-season tournament. I know nobody cares, but still, runners up in the in-season tournament. Tyrese Halliburton is an all-star starter, wasn't he?
Yeah, he voted in.
And they're 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Finals. Jason, I know we always joke about it. We always joke about it because it's like, okay, fine. But I know we're in Sacramento. Nobody wants to have this conversation. That's fine. Are we wearing glasses at all when it comes to this trade? Not that I want to change the trade back, but I think it's fair to say the Pacers have had more success than the Kings since the trade. They had almost identical records, if I remember correctly, when that happened. The Kings made the playoffs last year. The Pacers, I believe, did not. And there was a little bit of chirping on our end. I feel like I have to be kind of fair. If you're looking at this objectively, and there's a lot more factors in it, by the way, than Domantas Sabonis and Tyrese Halliburton. But I would say, number one, the Pacers have been more successful than the Kings now officially since that trade happened. They're 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Finals. The Kings did not make the playoffs. And I think a lot of the conversation is going to turn to that trade. But I would submit to you the following asterisk. There is one major difference between the Pacers and the Sacramento Kings since that trade, and that difference is Pascal Siakam.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of people listening right now are going to be having that conversation today and tomorrow and have maybe already had it with their fan friends. But if the Kings had gone out and gotten Pascal Siakam to add to Fox and Sabonis and Keegan Murray, or perhaps just to Fox and Sabonis, I don't know if Murray was part of the deal, would the Kings be? Because the Kings really have stood pat since that trade.
Yeah,
almost entirely. Kevin Huerter,
right?
They have stood pat since that trade. The Pacers have added to it, so I think the lazy take is going to be, they won the trade. Well, I agree. The Pacers have been more successful since the trade, but I do not believe it's as a direct result of them winning that trade.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my definition is they're more successful this year, or they've had the best run because the Kings went to the playoffs last year, didn't get past the first round. That's so right. The Pacers have, and they're in the second round and could be in the conference finals. I don't know. I feel like, and it's probably we're a prisoner of being in this market.
Sure.
I don't feel like other people like still comping this trade and doing like who won this trade?
Indiana.
Yeah, the 2 markets, right? It's just weird. I feel like this trade more than like, do we measure the Kevin Huerter trade? Do we measure or is this just because these are 2 really good players?
I think it's different than the Huerter trade. Yeah, because they're 2 such good players.
Okay.
And for me, look, I think the conversation 95% of the time is dumb. I do. That's just the truth. I think it's dumb internet fodder. However, I do think it's important to continually grade the franchise and to continually grade the front office. And sometimes you have to stretch those grades out a little bit. I think it's okay to look back and on occasion. And in this case, we're dealing with the Pacers are in the news.
Oh, absolutely.
They're 2 games away from the Eastern Conference Finals. That's the thing.
Yeah. And I think I think I said this the day you were gone last week, where it was like one of the definitions, I think we had it on the text line. Someone said, well, the Pacers had to do it because the Sabonis Turner thing didn't work. And I kind of went back to it and I said, well, like it's almost like Tyrese and Fox. Right. Did it work? I think it did. It just, under definition, like what are you saying works?
Right.
Like Sabonis and Turner made the playoffs the first 2 years. The third year they didn't, and then he was traded the 4th. Yeah, they didn't win a championship, but to say it didn't work, what does that mean? They made the playoffs twice and ran into, I think it was Boston and Miami.
Right. They're good.
All right, so it didn't work. I mean, Fox and Halliburton. Also, Halliburton was just starting. They try it for a year and a half?
Yeah.
I feel like they would have figured it out. Now, I think it made sense to do what they did.
Sure.
For both sides.
Sure, I agree.
But to say like, oh, it didn't work, I just.
1-800-920-1140. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to chime in on this beaten topic already. I think it's fair to say that both teams came out, good in this trade with Fox and Halliburton, and there's no problem saying that. I still think Fox is a better player. I don't like the infatuation with Halliburton. I mean, he's a good player, but I mean, as soon as he left Sacramento, he's like you said, he's an all-star starter. He's on the Olympic team. I mean, Fox has better numbers across the board besides assists, and Fox is probably, when engaged, the best defensive point guard in the NBA. And so, I mean, I think both teams got what they wanted. I think Fox is the better player. Maybe I'm a homer, but I mean, that's just my opinion. And that's not to say Halliburton's not good. I just don't think he's top tier. So I'll get you guys' opinion off the air. Have a good day.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I like the way he did say both teams got what they wanted. That's definitely
both teams
true.
got what they wanted.
Yes.
But look, who's the better player is tough. I understand arguments for both.
Well, see, and that's, to me, that is the greatest example of when you do comparisons. Like, we were just joking, or not even joking, we were talking about Anthony Edwards versus Michael Jordan. Like, how on earth would you even do that? Different eras, different times, blah, blah, blah. Here's two players playing the same position at the same time. Once we're team, like, this is about as, I think, fair of an opportunity to do a comparison, and I bet you'd get different answers for who's better. So who's right?
I think so. I think it's difficult because analytically, Tyrese Halliburton's a considerably better player than
analytically.
So value over replacement,
okay,
5 to 3.2, box plus minus 6.9 to 2.7. He's more efficient. This is a guy shooting 47, 36, 85 to 46, 36, 73. He's got him on assists, but Chris, the previous caller, was right. De'Aaron's got him in points. He's got him in rebounds and led the league in steals. I do believe Fox is a better defensive guard than Tyrese Halliburton. It just the question how much of Indiana's success has to do with Tyrese Halliburton. If you plugged and played De'Aaron Fox in Indiana, is there going to be any sort of a difference? Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Carmichael. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning.
Dave, I love you to death, but we got to get past this trade. Yes, both teams won. And I just, one thing we keep forgetting, look at the East. The Indiana Pacers had an easier path to get where they are. The Kings had a battle royale during the year. And so the only thing we learned is that they're good. They need to get better. The one guy I keep seeing that we need to target in a big way is Towns from Minnesota. He would complement Sabonis, and he would bring exactly what he needs, and he needs a mentor. He needs a coach like Brown to get on his back and bring out the Kentucky in him. And I'm telling you, that would make us tremendously better at whatever price.
Well, we did talk about that Jason's hurting right now. We did talk about that earlier at length. Thank you for the call. And we could sit here and do an entire show on how that would possibly fit. Let me just say this. Karl Anthony Towns makes $49, $53, $57, and $61 million over the next 4 years. So when he says at any price, well, I can tell you it's going to be a maximum price. You would now have 3 max players on your team. Also, how are you acquiring Karl Anthony Towns? Because I don't see a way. In fact, Jason, I think the beginning of it would be, again, if you're trying to hold on to Foxes, it would be Keegan Murray, 3 first-round draft picks, and other players that Minnesota basically gets to pluck off the roster to fill the salary. So whatever that may be.
When people pose those things, who says no? I would.
Yeah, Jason would 100% say no before we go to break. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, guys. Real quick, I just want to touch on basically what the last caller did. I think it's a hard comparison to do, given the fact that the Pacers are in the East. I don't think the Pacers are beating any of the 4 teams in the West that are still in the playoffs. And I think if you put Siakam, like you said, on our team, we would be playing, and we were in the Eastern Conference, we'd be playing Boston, no problem, in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's one of those things where I think it worked out for both teams, but it's hard to really compare because they're in different conferences.
Good call. Yeah. And let me say the previous guy too. Listen, I get the whole put the conversation to bed thing. Yeah. We make fun of it all the time. I do think this is an appropriate time though, just to take the temperature on that. Not because LOL Monty or vice versa, but again, as part of grading the system and the fact that Indiana is there. It's more about nuance, which is why I'm bringing it up. It's the Pascal Siakam point. Mm-hmm. This is less about Halliburton Fox and more about Halliburton and Siakam versus Fox and Herter.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I know they beat them in the regular season. Do you think the Pacers are beating the Bucks with Giannis healthy in a series? They might have.
I mean, the fact that they beat them 4-5 in the regular season and they beat them in 5 games?
I think it ended up being 5. I know the Bucks got 1 at least. Yeah, I think it was 5.
I instinctively would say no.
Okay.
But I also think that's incredibly unfair of me. And that's what they had. And now they're playing the next seed. And it's like, let me ask you this. If the Pacers beat the Knicks, is it going to be because Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson were out?
I would say no to that part. I mean, you know what? They don't have to, like, if they get to the conference finals, their path, I know people are saying, but that's still the Bucks and the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. That's still the Bucks and the Knicks, man. That's the 2 seed and the 4 seed? 4. Yeah.
4 or 5, right?
So if they come
3-6. Whatever they they were the 3-6.
Yeah.
So they're the 6. They beat the 3 and potentially the 2.
So you just beat 2 of the top 3 seeds in the East if they come out of here. Hey, no matter how you slice it.
They don't have to apologize for that.
They don't have to apologize for nothing. All right. Well, but again, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam. Oh, by the way, the Knicks got OG Anunoby. This is what happens when you swing for the fences. Doesn't mean it's the right move.
Yeah.
But you're going to get better. We'll take a break when we come back. Hey, little football.
Hey, football.
Are you ready for it? Well, you got to wait a while, but we do have a little bit of scheduling news. We'll get to it next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Weekends are for Sacramento Rivercats baseball. Join us Friday, May 17th for Patrick Bailey bobblehead to the first 2,500 fans, presented by Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort. Saturday, May 18th is Salute to Armed Forces Night, presented by Budweiser, with a pregame flyover by the U.S. Air Force. Stick around postgame for a fireworks show presented by Sutter Health. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com.
This time of year can mean only one thing: Jeeps, Jeeps, and more Jeeps. It's Jeep season at Lodi Jeep Superstore. Leonard Harrington here, and I can't wait to tell you about what we've got going on, because we're talking Jeeps and big savings too. Now you can get the 2024 Jeep Compass Sport 4x4 for only $26,999. That's right, just $26,999. And of course, it comes loaded with features like rear view camera, power tailgate, blind spot monitor, Bluetooth, 4-wheel drive, and much, much more for only $26,999.
More than 5 available with this offer. MSRP $27,495. Lodi CDJR discount $496. Net price $26,999. See dealer for details. Offer ends 5/31/24.
We're talking Jeeps. We're talking big savings too during the Jeep season, going on now at the Lodi Jeep Superstore, right off 99 in Kettleman, where we're open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf Monthly lists 10 things great golfers don't do. They don't arrive at the course with minutes to spare. Get there in time to properly warm up. They don't follow one mistake with another. Take your medicine and move on. They don't lose their cool. Tiger takes 10 steps and the problem is gone from his mind. They don't give up. A bad round can always get better. They don't blame their tools. It wasn't the putter's fault you three-putted. And they don't worry about three-putting. Move to the next hole and try again. Great golfers don't take unnecessary risks. Keep those large numbers off the scorecard. They don't underclub. Weekend golfers think they hit the ball farther than they actually do. They don't always hit the driver. Put the big stick back in the bag when it's not behaving. And finally, great golfers don't hit balls randomly. Have a plan on the range and stick to it, and take that same plan to the course. It's a game. Have some fun out there. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I have to leave right after the show because I have a 10:30 appointment at an undisclosed location.
What are you doing?
My kids are getting passports.
Oh,
this is my wife's thing because I'm taking them over there this summer. Why do I have to be there? You know, both parents have to be there.
Seriously?
It's a requirement. And I'm trying to think why.
That doesn't sound right.
No, they're single parents.
That's what I'm saying. So is that like so you don't take a kid out of the country thing or something without the other parent? I
saw this is extremely new.
Yeah, I don't, because unless she's wrong, but she said that's one of the things they told her was that both parents have to be present and sign off on it. So I got to run down and meet her over at the thing and sign it. And that's the only thing I can think of is it prevents a parent from getting a passport and stealing a kid or something. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody who
ask him while you're there.
Yeah.
You know what? I have to be here.
I will.
Yeah.
I will ask them because only two good responses are going to happen. Either A, I'm going to get the response, be able to say, oh, here's why. Or B, they're going to say, no, you don't have to be here. And then I get that on my wife for a while.
Yeah.
Ha, you were wrong.
Do you leave?
All children under 16 must appear in person to apply. A parent, preferably both, must be present and must sign the passport application.
Are you looking at something official, Chris?
This is from USA.gov, so I don't know if
official.
that's official enough.
It's a .gov.
And seeing the under 16 when I got my passport, I believe I was 16.
Hi, you're on the air. Hey, real quick, Chris is reading off
Don't put this on me.
Chris, we're talking about this passport thing, and Chris said you're wrong. And that only one, both kids have to be there, but only one parent has to be there.
Do you want me to send you the email?
Yeah, well, no, actually.
The city?
No, I mean, he just read it off of USA.gov. Wait, hey, read it. Oh, she can't hear you. Never mind. Yeah, there's some. I'm going to be there. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it seems to be.
Children 17 years and under must provide certified birth certificate to show. No, that's not it. Hold on.
It's poor
okay. All applicants must appear in person, including both parents of children under age 16 and one parent for applications who are age 16 to 17. Mason's 15. So.
Chris, could that be it? Chris, hold on, sweetheart.
It just says preferably both.
It says preferably both on Chris's end, but you're obviously reading that. So.
I'm trying to get out of it.
No. All right. Love you.
That was convincing. Love you, but not right now.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
Wait, how many of these conversations have you had already?
Every day.
Not many.
Because it sounded a lot like when she answered. I've explained this so many times.
Well, you know what? We're going to find out today and report on it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll have the result. Who was right, Chris or my wife? I'm trying to make this a Chris versus Melissa sort of thing. The Chiefs, the defending champions, are going to play the Baltimore Ravens on the 5th of September in the season opener. You can text us at 916-339-1140. I say that only because, where is it here? About 23 minutes ago, before we even announced this segment, Kansas City versus the Ravens, week 1 opening day. You're telling me we get to see Lamar Jackson choke again on prime time? Cannot wait.
There he is.
Our guy is in preseason form.
The Lamar guy.
Kansas City has played 3 openers in 5 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, the schedule is out Wednesday. We'll obviously go over that, which, again, I think schedule day is it's like a second cousin of like mock drafts or draft grades.
Yeah.
Where it's like, let's get the schedule. That's a tough road trip. Whoa, they're going to be on the East Coast for the. But, we'll go over the basics of the whole thing. There'll be some interesting. I believe the Patriots come out here.
Yeah, we already know who it's just when, right?
Yeah.
We know who the opponents are for the Niners and such. But
we'll
when,
find out.
where, what are the quirks,
Of the big 3, is there one? I'm tempted to say the Kings. Like, is there one scheduled day that's more exciting than the others? I am tempted to say the Kings, but I got to ask you, are we biased because it affects our lives more than the Niners schedule?
Probably. That's the only way I would say. To me, I would go NBA/Kings.
Yeah.
Football, then baseball. Like baseball, they're going to play 162, roughly play the same amount of teams.
Right.
Football, we know who they play, but I think there's some quirks. And then the other part about football, more than probably the other sports, is we might look at that and go, wow, that's a brutal schedule. Then you play the year, you're like, yeah, that division wasn't very good.
Great.
It wasn't that hard. You just don't know.
Chris, why were you smiling? Were you looking at something else? Or did you I just saw you laughing back there. Was that something?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, where would you rank soccer schedule day? Is that your favorite?
No, because they play every team that they're going to play, and they play it twice.
It doesn't matter, right? Exactly.
Well, that's not true because I do like to see, like, okay, if I do go to England, maybe I go to this.
You're doing schedule. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, because it affects our lives.
Personal, yeah.
When we come back, the 13th pick in the draft. Let's look at the history of the 13th pick. And the best 13th picks overall ever. There's a couple really good names in there, too. We'll take a break. We'll come back next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/SacktownSports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Monday. We're looking at a beautiful day today with sunny skies and a bit of a delta breeze, especially increasing later today. Plan for daytime highs to peak in the upper 80s. A few spots top out at 90 degrees. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
Winter's gone, so there's no excuses for missing out on Sacramento's premier country festival, Country in the Park. It's this Friday and Saturday. Don't miss your chance to see
Bradley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jake Owen, Walker Hayes, Brian Kelly, Drew Baldridge, Brian Martin, Michael Ray,
Ingrid Andress, Priscilla Block,
Chase Matthew.
Tickets are only $46 per day. Buy your tickets now at CITPfest.com. That's CITPfest.com. Or take your chances at the gate. Brought to you by Juno Restaurant and Lounge, Vernick Academy, and Fieldhouse American Sports Pub. Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
The news on vapes talks a lot about the technology and teen use, but parents need to know more about the dangers of nicotine. So know this. 1. Nicotine is a poison that can rewire teens' brains. 2. It can increase mood swings. 3. It can limit attention and learning. So even when it comes in new tech, nicotine is brain poison. Go to undo.org for more.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This segment is brought to you by Aztec Solar. Skip the sales pitch. Calculate your solar savings at yourpowersavings.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, halfway through a Monday program. By the way, I don't know if you noticed this. Why would you, Jason? But I'm wearing my Chris Roulade potato shirt
I did notice it.
My first day of wearing it.
Yeah.
Fits well.
Yeah,
I like it.
Looks good.
Going to put it in the rotation.
Yeah.
And it's gray, which, weirdly enough, not on purpose. I was going through my closet today, and my wife actually, she does laundry. She color codes.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of gray.
Really?
Yeah, you're wearing gray.
I am wearing gray.
Is gray the most popular color?
I don't think so.
For wearing things? Or we just, I don't know. Also, thanks to everybody on the text line. I see you, Justin, and everybody else. They're like, yeah, this one guy, I don't know who this is. I've done passports for kids 3 times. If only one parent goes, then you need a notarized affidavit from the second parent. And then
it's easier for you both to go.
Yeah. So Chris making stuff up.
Mm.
Now Chris is going to go home and be like, freaking government misleading us as usual.
Yeah, I'd have to wait to go home to say that.
The Sacramento Kings have the 13th pick in the draft. If you did not get a chance to watch it yesterday, it was absolutely riveting.
The 13th pick belongs to the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, wow.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was much. It was just, you think Keegan's like, I went all the way. What am I doing? What did this fly? Is Keegan flying like They're not chartering a plane for him, right?
You think he's taking like JetBlue out there?
I would actually love to know, just because I'm an idiot, the logistics. Like, did he fly first class on a JetBlue or something? Or did they charter a plane? Did he have handlers?
Well, there's other representation there for the Kings. Remember, in the room?
Yeah.
Was he already out there?
Was he already? Yeah. Did he happen to be out there for, whatever? Also,
plus, if they had won, he gets interviewed.
That's absolutely
like yesterday
true.
It was Atlanta. It was Landry Field. Like that's a front office executive.
Yeah.
Now it's a player, and you're just going, yeah.
So there's got to be a handler. There's got to be one of the media people with him. So they had to make the whole trip out there. Right. So you go out there to basically sit on stage for 5 minutes.
Right.
And then you're done.
Yeah, and I don't know who was in the room, right? There's representatives from every team to watch the drawing.
Is there a pre-draft conversation? Like, all right, guys, so here's how it's going to work, and here's what's expected of you. You sit here, and then the camera will be on. Like, they go through the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Will we have a day of this again? And maybe we won't, but because just the mystery. But like last year, everybody knew it was Victor. Like there was no mystery. Yeah. But if we go back to before, like where people would have the jersey ready and it would say O'Neal for Shaq, because like we won. Yeah. Here's the Orlando Magic O'Neal jersey. And
no, this is going to be like the Banchero draft.
Well, no, this one specifically. But if it was Wembanyama, like the Spurs didn't have a Wembanyama jersey,
right? That's true. Like that is true.
You're taking Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, we want to keep it close to the vest. Yeah. Victor Wembanyama, by the way, over the weekend. I love this kid. The league is in such great hands. And normally I'd be like, yeah, I don't think this happened. But apparently he wrote a thank you letter to the Spurs fans. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, it was just absolutely, I think it's probably a, how do you spell it? It's Wemben Yama.
I think so.
Okay. Anyways, if you didn't get a chance to see it, I want to find the audio. I should have found that before. No, I don't think it's Wem. Wait, no, it would be, because otherwise it'd be Wenby. Great radio, David. Absolutely great radio. I don't think it is when
WEMBAN.
Oh, that's why.
YAMA.
WEN.
Look, I found the place your life is going in the garbage.
Yama. Well, why is it? Oh, it is Wemby. That's why. Anyways, he's a good dude. As much as I want to hate on San Antonio for always and forever having. I'm just going to play a tiny bit of it because it's 3 minutes. I don't want to play the whole thing, but he comes in, he's sitting down on a chair, empty chair. Have you seen this, Jason? You saw this, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
This is so great. I'm just going to play a little bit of this. He wrote this too.
I can't say enough how much I love my first year here and how thankful I am for the way my career started. Winning this award only made me want to recognize and emphasize all who contributed to make the season unforgettable and also thank them directly. The best I can.
If you haven't had a chance, it's 3 minutes long. If you haven't had a chance, honest to goodness, go watch it. I actually do believe he wrote it. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's 19, 20 years old and speaks at least 2 languages. And Jason also knows how to speak rather eloquently on dark matter.
What's dark matter? Yeah. So it's, I like these kind of questions. Those are different. Dark matter is some like a mass we can't see, but we know it's there because it's got influence on gravitational pulls and the speed of gravitational orbits in every galaxies, and its presence inside galaxies is 5 times higher than regular seeable matter. So it's a huge mystery. And we can't see it, we can't observe it, but we can observe its influence. So.
Wow. Incredible. So in the case, as we bring it back to the Kings now, that's a franchise changer immediately. It's a culture changer. It's everything. Victor Wembanyama has, so far in 1 year, met or exceeded expectations.
Yeah. I would agree.
Now with the Kings, they're at 13.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know who the hell the first pick's going to be.
Right.
But when you look at the last 10 years of the 13th pick, Jason,
okay,
you have Grady D-Word, Jalen Duran, Chris Duarte, Kira Lewis, Tyler Hero, Jerome Robinson, Donovan Mitchell, Yorgos Papagiannis, Devin Booker, and Zach LaVine.
All right, so a couple of good ones in there.
I would say 1, 2,
3 all-stars.
3 all-stars, 2 arguable superstars. Well, was Hero an all-star yet? No,
I don't think so.
Hero just got a really fat contract without accounting for Grady Dick and Jalen Duran, who it's still too young. But I would say Hero, Mitchell, Booker, and LaVine. That's 40%.
Yeah,
that are very good to star to borderline superstar players.
Correct. At 13.
The best 13th picks overall, Kobe Bryant. That's a pretty good pick.
Yeah.
And Chris has got Karl Malone. That's a couple of really, really good picks.
2 of the top 5 scorers of all time. Is that right? From the 13th?
2 of the top 5.
Well, Malone's now 3. Yeah, I think Kobe's 5. He's 5 or 6. So, yeah. That's amazing.
I'm just remembering Vlade Divac's on that trade. Vlade Divac's traded for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
That has to still go down as like one of the all-time. I wouldn't say it's a swindle. Vlade still had a very good career, but my God. If Jerry West is calling you wanting to trade, don't be
afraid.
Just don't do it.
Right.
Just say no. So this is going to be a fascinating draft. 1, no clue who they're going to draft. Number 2, no clue what they're going to do with the pick. Number 3, no clue who's good or not, which, by the way, is welcome to. This is actually how every draft model should be. Again, with the exceptions of the Wembanyama's of the world they're pretty darn whatever. Let's also remember we live in a world where I believe it was Darko Milicic that went number 2 in that draft.
Mm-hmm.
And there were actual conversations, real actual conversations by serious basketball people as to should LeBron James be the number 1 pick, or is the hype overtaking the fact that, like, Luka Doncic is the Euro, right? But Darko Milicic was the Euro. That was the guy. Oh, my God, he's big. He can rebound. There's some defense to him. What a sweet outside shot. Great post moves. There's no real downside in Darko's game.
Right.
Well, it turns out there were some downsides in Darko Milicic's game. But he still went ahead of Chris Bosh. He still went ahead of Dwayne Wade. He still went ahead of a few people.
Do you remember around that time? Was there something about like he was so good with his left and people not realizing he was left-handed?
That sounds like it's something that could have been correct. So it is kind of an exciting time because it's so unknown as to what's going to happen.
Well, and I know we've got this coming up in the next couple of segments about the actual pick at 13 and having different people that not only they have different people in different mock drafts for the Kings, but it's all over the board, Dave, from guard, centers, forwards, stretch bigs, point guard, like every position basically is listed. And to me, I think this should be the draft philosophy anyway. Always take best player.
Always.
I mean, I don't know. The Kings have needs. I would say interior help, certainly some wing help, maybe more playmakers, but you just got to go for the best player and then figure it out. Figure it out after the fact if you have some duplication.
Even if they had number 1, last 10 years of number 1s real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Bennett, Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, DeAndre Ayton. We need to pretty soon start having a conversation about that too, by the way, and who DeAndre Ayton was picked ahead of. Zion Williamson, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Paolo Banchero, and Victor Wembanyama. In the last 10 years, let's see, 6 of the 10 have been all-stars, soon to be 7 of 10. Victor Wembanyama is not an all-star yet. But when you look at Cunningham, Ayton, and Fultz, and even then, and Bennett going to go down as one of the worst.
Yes.
Jesus. Anthony Bennett's career averages, Jason, 4 points, 3 boards, 3 assists. My God. What a terrible draft. That may end up being the worst draft of all time that happened to have, and again, Kings fans, this is actually a really good comp. This is a really good comp because that was slated before as being a very bad draft.
Yes.
Nobody knew he was going to go number 1. It ends up being Anthony Bennett. Victor Oladipo went 2. Now listen to 3 through 14. Otto Porter Jr., Cody Zeller, Alex Len, Nerlens Noel, Ben McLemore, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Trey Burke, C.J. McCollum, okay, Michael Carter-Williams, who was the Rookie of the Year, Steven Adams, Kelly Olynyk, Shabazz Muhammad. Now, Olynyk, Adams, they've had careers, KCP, same thing, good careers. C.J. McCollum's a borderline star. Never made an all-star team.
No. But I think overall, I think there's only like 6 that are even in the league.
Yeah, a lot of them are out. And did Oladipo just retire this year?
I don't know. I think he's still available.
Pick number 15, Giannis Antetokounmpo. So if you go back and just look talent for talent, it's like, oh, that's the Giannis draft. He's arguably the best player in the league. Pick number 27, Rudy Gobert. But then that's pretty much it. You've got some career guys in there. They have Tim Hardaway Jr. and Gorgie Jang and Dennis Schroeder. But what a horrible draft. But you know who wasn't a horrible draft for? Milwaukee.
Correct.
You know who also wasn't a horrible draft for? Utah. So that's where it gets a little bit of excitement going. We'll take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, who could be on the Kings' radar at 13? And more importantly, how do you pronounce a couple of these names? We'll get to it next.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, the A's vastly improved play this year has certainly been noticed around baseball. Mason Miller was named the American League Reliever of the Month for March and April. And by the way, no runs allowed in April. And Brett Rooker is the most recent Player of the Week, a week that featured 2 homers in 1 inning against the Miami Marlins at the Coliseum.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Chris Guerrero's on the chat with a lot of other people. I haven't shouted out the YouTubes yet. Good morning. Chat mob. Chris says, dude, everybody knows about dark matter. Okay. There's some dark matter this morning. But we're back at it now. Jason Ross, Carmichael Dave, Christopher Laud. All the way till 10 a.m. when Styles and Watkins will take the torch and go all the way till 2. I don't let me forget to tell them, by the way, my wife of all people, who doesn't dole out compliments, trust me, as often as many, gave me a nice little 5-minute soliloquy on their program.
On their show?
She's a fan.
Wow. Does she have a breakdown of our show?
Usually it's more like, I can't. What'd you say the stupid thing for? You meaning me. No, she was like, I like their show. You know what? They have a little bit of fun, but honestly, it's like the young up and comers doing sports and like they're on it. They're well researched and all that. And they're not as goofy as you guys. But they can get, silly, and it's just a good, and I like where it's at. It's a good middle of the day sports show.
Fastest growing show
in the world.
Yeah.
Some reports say. Who could be on the Kings radar at number 13? How do you say this guy's name? Tijan Salaun?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Totally not how you say it. He's a 6'9" guard forward. That's a swing, if you will, from France.
That's on Yahoo's mock draft.
That is Yahoo. CBS has Cody Williams, 6'8", Colorado. By the way, I think Colorado is going to have 2 first-round picks this year, according to most drafts. It's like, where did that come from?
But he's the brother of Jalen Williams, who's doing things for OKC.
Yes, he is. That's Gary Parrish. Kyle Boone also does a CBS mock draft, and he has your guy, the first guy, Tijan Salaun there as well. So a couple of different ones there. The Ringer has Devin Carter, 6'3" point guard, shooting guard out of Providence. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You got to go best player available. Yeah. That's fine.
Wait, why do you say that doesn't make sense?
Oh, I got a point guard. Now, if they lose Monk,
right,
there's something there.
But I mean, you think at 13, just in general, are you drafting a starter?
I would like to draft a starter at 13, but you're right. I would like it.
I guess that. So, okay, let's do that. Sure. Let's do perfect world at 13. What do you take the name out of it?
Yeah.
What do you think you would like to get drafted? What would you like to accomplish at 13?
I think the Kings need to decide, and there's a couple of triggers there. I think the Kings need to decide what they want. So let's just for a second assume Malik Monk comes back. Okay. We could also do the thing where he doesn't come back. So if Malik Monk comes back, I'm going to assume he's going to start.
Okay.
So you could look for backcourt depth. You're gonna have in the backcourt fighting for minutes. Kevin Huerter, Davion Mitchell, Keon Ellis. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but you're gonna have some fights in the backcourt. I think the most glaring need for the Kings depends on what they want to do. I assume they want Domantas Sabonis to play center. I'm assuming they're not going to look at somebody to come in and play center and move Domantas to the 4. I could be wrong, but if that's the case, they need to most importantly decide what they want. Is Keegan Murray a 3?
Yeah.
Or is Keegan Murray a 4?
I feel like your assessment is safe, and like the 3 feels that I have for the team is they would like it to be Fox, Murray, and Sabonis. Whether Murray's 3 or 4, I don't know. But that feels like that's locked in. Don't you agree?
I agree. Fox, Murray, and Sabonis, those are the 3. Yes, they are locked, and I think those are the only 3 that are locked.
I would agree with that. And then you go, all right, our idea is to keep Malik Monk. Our idea is maybe to trade some pieces to get this other player that we could maybe start.
Yeah.
But when you're drafting before all of that, where maybe, who did we just say? Carter from Providence, this shooting guard, you're like, wait, if you're keeping Monk and you still have Huerter and you still have Fox and you still have Mitchell and you still have Ellis, it doesn't make sense. But if part of the next plan was, or a current plan is just, for example, you don't keep Monk, that feels different. Or you do keep Monk, but hey, Huerter was going to be a part of a package with another thing, another player, a draft pick that gets us this other player, then maybe that draft pick makes even more sense. But I don't know how you do that, not knowing that you've got that trade available or Malik even locked in. Probably have a better idea on Malik.
I think you would. The problem is that the NBA draft is scheduled for the 26th of June.
And free agency is what, a few days later?
The next week. I think, it's June 30th. But you would think they have some sort of an idea. If you put a gun to my head right now and you had me predict, I think the Kings are going to make a trade with this pick before the draft or on draft day. On draft day. I do. I think they're going to be a part of that draft flurry. The problem is that they're going to need to have some clarity on Monk.
But just to revisit the rules, they can't trade the pick, right? Unless it's with Atlanta.
With Atlanta, or Atlanta they'd have to give them. There's some sort of exactly. They'd have to get basically Atlanta to sign off, and there'd have to be some back and forth. But yes, in a perfect world, though, if they're keeping the pick, which is the conversation we're having right now, it's a wing. You gotta have you can't go into next season with Harrison Barnes as your starter. I just don't think you can. I don't think that's the reason for everything. But you should have upgraded it. I mean, in retrospect, Harrison gave everything he could this year. I'm pausing because I hate that he becomes the scapegoat. Sure. There were a lot of scapegoats. And oh, by the way, the guy played 82 games again and is the consummate pro again. And by the way, is not a terrible player at all. He is an average player with incredibly above average intangibles.
Yeah, and I think, the people that say they stood pat, it wasn't the right way to go, I think now we would agree with. But I also think you don't break the whole thing up. So if your foundation is the three we talked about, with the hope of it being Monk, moving Herter / Barnes or one of them or both of them, and then adding another player, you still have basically the same group. But that other addition you hope is the spark that carries, this team further.
Yeah, and also, Jason, you were talking about it earlier. Are they going defense?
Right.
But at 13, you're taking the BPA.
Yes,
taking the best player.
They should.
Who else could be on that board? We have ESPN Hoops Hype Bleacher Report. We'll get into more draft philosophy. We'll do that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's Monday. We're looking at a beautiful day today with sunny skies and a bit of a delta breeze, especially increasing later today. Plan for daytime highs to peak in the upper 80s. A few spots top out at 90 degrees. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. Do you hear that? That's your air conditioner working overtime this summer. But it's not just the temperature that's rising, so is your electric bill. Stop paying sky-high rates for your electricity with a solar electric system from Aztec Solar. Finally, you can calculate your monthly savings when you go solar without sitting through a 2-hour in-home sales pitch. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much you'll save each month by going solar. Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners with solar pool heating, solar electricity, and backup energy storage. Going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. How much will your paycheck be? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Yourpowersavings.com. Looking for a deal today? Now you can own a solar electric system for just $99.95 cash offer after incentives. Act now. This offer expires soon. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back from the 916. Normally, I would say get the best player, but at 13, that's not as clear as Luka over Bagley. Screw it. Let's gamble on the local guy and get Jared McClain from Duke. Look, I've seen his name pop up here and there.
He's on a couple other mocks.
But why I don't, at 13, you kind of go BPA, don't you?
I do. Honestly, I think you do all the time. I think if you look at the history of the draft, Kings included, I think where mistakes are made are on reaches and potential. And now sometimes you land and you hit the jackpot like a lottery, but let's go to Papagiannis. There was a belief on a lot of potential there. Well, it never materialize. I think a lot of missed things are on bigs.
You know who was drafted for fit?
Who?
Marvin Bagley.
Yeah.
He was drafted for fit.
Yeah. He was talented, though. Like 100%. A lot of people would have taken Bagley pretty high.
100%.
It was too high.
Marvin Bagley would have been a top 4 pick.
Yes.
Marvin Bagley, let's not do revisionist history here. Marvin Bagley would have been a top 4 pick.
Yeah, it wasn't a total reach. It just wasn't the best pick for the Kings.
Right, exactly. You know who was drafted best player available? Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah. Yeah, they had De'Aaron Fox.
They had De'Aaron Fox. They had him.
But that's exactly what you do to me is we just had the debate, whether we didn't really debate it much, but you could debate who's better, Fox or Halliburton. The Kings chose to go with Fox forward. Yeah. And Halliburton, still a year and a half into his career, got them Domantas Sabonis.
That's right. So even though you drafted literally BPA, literally BPA, literally best player available, literally a guy that duplicated your best position, it still worked out, and you got a franchise-changing player.
Yeah, if I don't know if I have the draft order right, but if the Nuggets had solid, secured center of Jokic, and could get Embiid, you take Embiid.
100%.
And then you go, what? We have 2 big men. You figure it out.
If at number 13, Samantas Sabonis is available and matches perfectly as like, oh, God, that's the same guy? Cool.
Yeah, take him.
Now you have that guy. And you can. And by the way, what a great guy to learn from. Somebody whose skill set matches you. According to ESPN, this is a name we're hearing a lot, by the way, Jacoby Walter. I would say Jacoby Walter, if he's not the favorite, he's very, very close to the favorite as far as the name most associated with Sacramento. Hoops Hype has Isaiah. By the way, Jacoby Walker is he's a wing out of Baylor. I think that's another reason a lot of people think that makes sense. Isaiah Collier, point guard, USC, according to Hoops Hype. Bleacher Report, Jared McCain, point guard out of Duke. So you've gotten Collier and McCain and Devin Carter. That's the Ringer, Hoops Hype, and Bleacher Report. Those are all 3 point guards. You've got wings, according to CBS and ESPN and Yahoo Sports. 6'9", 6'8", and then, of course, Jacoby Walker and his size. So,
well, and the other part, too, Dave, to figure out is, and we can't say with certainty, but I would say if we could label a type for Monty McNair, what would you say? My belief would be, I believe they always draft someone that's NBA ready. I don't think there's any projects in the first round. Generally, they've been players that are a little older and experienced, making them NBA ready. I guess that's the type, right? I mean, I think Halliburton had been around a few years. Keegan had been around a few years. Davion had been around a few years. They were all they all came in and could play. Like there was no, hey, G League, let's let them.
No,
they're going to sit for 2 seasons. Basically, if they've had a first-round pick, they expect them to be in the rotation.
So you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Davion Mitchell, you have Keegan Murray. They traded the pick.
This year ended up being Colby Jones second round, but yeah.
So let's look at this 3.
But even Colby was kind of a
he
could play if need be. Yeah.
So in Halliburton, Keegan, and Mitchell, I think there's 3 things that jump off the board with all 3 of them, and that's basketball IQ, especially with Murray and Tyrese Halliburton. Not that, by the way, not that Davion does. I'm just saying they've had slightly more successful careers so far. Also, how do I say this? It's such an overused term, right? But like, they're professionals. Like they're pros. They kind of lunch pail type of dudes. I mean, Tyrese has kind of blossomed it. Yeah, exactly. Like crazy work ethic for all 3 of them. No character issues even remotely on the radar for all 3 of them. And I think it reflects a little bit of the front office. Look, most front offices are nerds anyways. But these are all 3 guys that you could have an analytical conversation with, and they're going to know what the hell you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Here's a breakdown of one guy. Dynamic perimeter shooter who thrives off screens and handoffs and can use hesitations to get into pull-ups and sidesteps. With a smooth form, high elevation, and fearlessness, he has all the traits of a confident go-to scorer who can drain shots under pressure. Emotional player who pumps his teammates up, flexes after dunks, takes pride in defense. He impacts the game even when he's not scoring. Long-armed defender who is thirsty for stops and stays in his stance on ball. Aware off-ball defender, whether he's communicating rotations to his teammates or looking for opportunities to jump passing lanes. In transition, opponents will need to look out for him due to his knack for interceptions. If that does not sound like somebody who absolutely, and again, these are the pros, the pros versus cons. That's somebody to me that would perfectly fit into the Kings system, especially when I hear things like this guy likes to get his hand on the ball defensively, deflections, a guy who loves the handoffs.
You care to say the name?
I will. That's Jacoby Walker. That's Walter out of by the way,
Baylor.
Not for nothing. He played at Baylor too. And obvious, and I look, just because they took Davion Mitchell doesn't mean they're going to take Jacoby Walter, but
they've talked to that coaching staff.
That's
before,
exactly right. They have an established relationship with the coaching staff. They now have experience, dead-on experience as to talking to the staff and how they talked up their player and now how that player's transition. So, by the way, maybe the coaching staff told them a bunch of stuff about Davion Mitchell that hasn't, whatever. Then that's a negative. I don't know if we're talking. And by the way, he also doesn't turn 20 until next year. He's 19 years old. The negatives, by the way, just to be fair, he doesn't have advanced handles yet. The dribble becomes a little bit loose, so he could be turnover prone. He's not an elite athlete who dunks over defenders. He needs to rely on power and being crafty when he finishes. Unproven as a lead playmaker due to lack of opportunity. And his lack of elite length and strength is a limitation for his defensive upside, but his lateral quickness also needs a little bit of improvement as well. So there are ups and downs. Devin Carter is the junior out of Providence, 6'3", 195. They're touting him as if the Kings lose Malik Monk. This is a guy that's an elite defender. In fact, the first line of his profile, lockdown point of attack defender who stays seated in his stance and harasses opponents. With his strength, length, and mindset, he's capable of switching to defend larger players too. Also a super active rebounder. The question there, I guess, is this. Oh, and he's the son of Anthony Carter, former NBA player. I guess the question there is this, Jason. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but if you drafted a Devin Carter based on that, are you just drafting a Keon Ellis duplicate basically?
Yeah, I mean potentially.
That's bad,
right? Exactly. You just want more good things out there. I mean, he 3 years experience. That feels more like if we're looking at a trend of what the Kings front office is.
22 years old.
Yeah, so a little bit of an older player that's kind of ready to go.
Tijan Salam, the guy from France, he's 18 years old. Will be 19 early next year. 6'9", 203. First line of his profile: locked in defender who is a nuisance on the ball, digging in to help on drivers and using his long arms to poke at the ball. Experiencing the best season of his career, shooting 3-pointers. Athletic finisher who makes himself available for lobs at the rim. Defensive fundamentals need work. He gets crossed up way too often, lacks shooting ability off the dribble. Until this year, he's never been a good shooter. Only shoots 70% from the line, and tends to be a sloppy passer. That's Tijan Salam. Actually, there's a name that seems to be going above the Kings in most mock drafts, but I would be slightly surprised. I think a dark horse here, Jason, for me, is the guy slated right now, at least according to NBA Draft at the Ringer, their draft profile. Dalton Knecht, Tennessee. That he's slated to go slightly before. 6'6", 204, 23 years old.
He's only 6'6"?
He's only 6'6".
Oh, I thought he was taller than that.
6'6".
I say only.
204. Knockdown 3-point shooter. Just an absolute tremendous shooter. Can finish at the rim, both hands. Good playmaker. Here's the problem. He is generally targeted by offenses as the weakest link on defense.
Not good.
But if they decide that, that's again, if Monk leaves and they decide to experiment with a Fox, Keon Ellis backcourt, and they go Murray Sabonis up front, he may be the guy that you're looking at for your outside offense.
Yeah, I mean, back to kind of trends, I would think experienced players, people that have been in bigger programs, also shooting. They kind of lean towards shooting, which makes sense. I mean, this roster, they always say they can't have enough shooting. So if that's an area of strength, then maybe that's an area someone they target right there too.
It's the reason why these guys get paid a lot of money.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. Now, sometimes other people help you. Like the greatest thing to me for the Kings at 13 is if in their room, they've got basically you've got to have 13 players listed, if not more. But if someone takes someone that's just not even on your board.
Looking at the YouTube chat right now, Kenneth Kelly is the guy. Sounds like he says, stay away from Cody Williams. Nope, wait. That's all he's saying is draft Cody Williams.
Oh.
Big Cody Williams guy.
Okay.
And yes, a lot of people are making comparisons between Dalton Knecht and Kevin Huerter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, based on profile a little bit. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not? We'll go streaking, and then we will start hour number 3 of the program next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Nothing tastes better than a craft beer on a beautiful afternoon. Sunrise Marketplace is transforming the Sunrise Mall parking lot into a backyard hangout on May 18th, featuring the best craft breweries, home brewers, cideries, meaderies, and distilleries, plus food trucks, backyard games, and one of the best events happening this year. Tickets are on sale now at shopsmp.com. Use discount code BREW24 for $5 off general admission. Every ticket helps support Citrus Heights Heart and Citrus Heights Rotary.
Weekends are for Sacramento Rivercats baseball. Join us Friday, May 17th for a Patrick Bailey bobblehead to the first 2,500 fans, presented by Jackson Rancheria Casino Resort. Saturday, May 18th is Salute to Armed Forces Night, presented by Budweiser, with a pregame flyover by the U.S. Air Force. Stick around postgame for a fireworks show presented by Sutter Health. For a full promotion schedule and to buy tickets, visit rivercats.com.
Winter's gone, so there's no excuses for missing out on Sacramento's premier country festival, Country in the Park. It's this Friday and Saturday. Don't miss your chance to see
Brandon Gilbert, Dustin Letch, Jake Owen, Walker Hayes, Brian Kelly, Drew Baldridge, Brian Martin, Michael Ray,
Ingrid Andress, Priscilla Block,
Chase Matthew.
Tickets are only $46 per day. Buy your tickets now at CITPfest.com. That's CITPfest.com. Or take your chances at the gate. Brought to you by Juno Restaurant and Lounge, Vernick Academy, and Fieldhouse American Sports Pub.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777. What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
All right, Chris, can you tell us today, at this moment, who we would consider hot? Who's hot right now?
Oh.
Okay, back to you.
Oh, wait, hold on. I do know.
Oh, good.
The Indiana Pacers bench.
Mm-hmm.
The Pacers 121-89 win over the Knicks. The Pacers bench scored 57 points, shooting 22 of 46 from the field and 50% from three, shooting 6 of 12.
That's hot.
That is pretty hot.
How about conversely?
That's hot.
The other side, who is not?
Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh, man.
He came back to earth, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He was 3 of 13 from the field, 1 of 6 from three, and scored only 7 points, and the Knicks lost to the Pacers.
For some, that's the Kings version of Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh, I remember that Dante DiVincenzo.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. All right. So there's your who's hot and who's not. Sounds like you had did you have a thing against Dante DiVincenzo as a King?
No, I didn't have a thing against him on the Kings. I have a thing against him when he's playing better for another team.
Yes. And the Kings
or
wanted
a playoff team.
A couple different times they wanted him. They finally got him, and then, had him for a few months, free agency. Then he's gone and went to the Warriors, but now he's killing it. Well, for the most part, as the Knicks, except for yesterday. All right, so there you go. There's who's hot, who's not. Still to come in the show the next hour, we'll recap what's gone on in the Western Conference playoffs. We will have what's gone on in the Eastern Conference playoffs, as we're pretty good to have a couple of 2-2 series. We got the others at 2-1. And then what to watch, celebrity birthdays, all that coming up, crosstalk, and so on and so forth. But we will get to streaking here in a moment as Dave has made it back in.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Had some news.
Oh.
Across the pond.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Exciting times.
There you go.
Anyways, all right, let's go streaking. Right?
Let's do it.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
Okay.
You ready to see how we're doing?
I very much am ready to see how we're doing.
Okay, well, let's go. Let's start with you, Carmichael Dave. You have implored a new strategy, taking the person that's got the longest hitting streak that you have available to you. That got you a hit with Jay Cronenworth. They got you hit with Mookie Betts. They got you a hit with Max Kepler. Friday, you went to Ketel Marte.
Yes.
5 plate appearances. Got a home run.
That's a hit as
You're
far
at
as I'm concerned.
Streak of 4.
This is the new strategy. We're just going with whoever's got the best streak going.
All right, I'm just taking great players, and this is what my last couple days has been like. Shohei Ohtani, 0 for 2. Shohei Ohtani, 0 for 4. Bobby Witt Jr., 0 for 4. So I go Friday. You know what? Let's go. Let's go Marcus Semien. They're playing in Colorado. He's a good hitter, batting over 300.
Yes.
3 plate appearances.
Come on, Marcus.
0 for 3.
Oh, God, Jason, you're on one.
I'm terrible.
You're on one. Oh, that's not right.
We had Kyle in on Friday. You were really hoping he would take somebody that he would over-pronunciate, right? With a name. You're like, oh, just which player are you going to roll their R's on? Yeah. And he took Matt Olson.
Matolson.
Matt Olson.
Matolson, yes.
Yeah. And he went 1 for 4. So Kyle got a hit. Chris submitted one via text. Chris was on a 0-game hitting streak, but he said, I'm going to Mookie Betts. And Mookie got up 3 times on Friday, and he got a hit.
Hey,
so Chris is at 1. I'm at 0. Dave's at 4.
You forgot Kyle also at 1.
Kyle at 1 too.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. That's fine.
So Dave, pressure on you to get to 5.
It's going to be very simple for me because Max Kepler is at a 14-game hitting streak, but I took him.
You've already used him.
Ketel Marte, 13-game. He's second, but already took him.
Yeah.
Third most active hitting streak in baseball belongs to Lamont Wade of the San Francisco Giants. Late night Lamont. Can I just add here, by the way, I've never seen this before as an abbreviation. He's playing for the Giants, and they have him abbreviated. The Giants are abbreviated as SFN. I've never seen SFN as an I guess San Francisco?
San Francisco National League?
Yeah, but Philly's right next to it. PHI. It's not PHN.
Lamont Wade at home against the Dodgers.
Oh, great. Well, you know what? Hey, I'm not messing with the gods here.
It's working.
Leaving it alone. Leaving it alone.
Leave it. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
From the 916, John from SAC. I'm just reading this because it factors into what we just talked about during the break, Jason. You guys said Monty's camp. It's just our friends at the Kings. Was going to have him do an interview on the show soon. Any closer to that happening to talk about the season and upcoming draft off season? Any closer? No, other than today is the mark of, they said catch up in a few weeks.
Yeah.
We decided a couple is 2 and a few is 3.
So we're at 3.
This is 3 weeks today, so we will be sending out another request for Monty this morning. Thank you, John.
Dave, I'm going to take Bryce Harper.
Oh, bad decision.
I'm sure it will be. Sorry, Bryce, you won't be getting it today.
What if it's getting back to these guys? Like somebody says, "Hey, Bryce, Jason Ross took you, and he's on the cooler right now." Maybe Bryce will be the one, and maybe he'll take that as a challenge and say, "Yeah, not today, buddy."
There you go. Help me out, Bryce.
Yeah, help him out, Bryce.
Chris?
I will take Jaron Duran.
Okay.
Jared Duran. Durans.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
We've done it.
We've done it. Let me give you a quick, just saw Alan Stiles walking into the building.
Oh, yeah?
So there's going to be a show with he and, I haven't seen Chris yet, but I assume Chris walking.
Oh, yeah, Chris is probably already here.
Coming up in the next hour, we will recap the Western Conference playoffs. Dallas and Denver both having nice weekends. The Eastern Conference, Boston and Indiana. Saw Boston get back on track. We'll do what to watch and celebrity birthday / crosstalk as well. In the meantime, yes, we will be all over chasing down Monty McNair, just so you know. And as we get, this is something we didn't really have to do last year. Now, again, I just have a sneaking suspicion this all may be for naught, because I do think we're going to trade the pick, but that's not how we're going to do our programming. So between now and the draft, we will effort, people in and around some of these folks that are slated to go around 13. That might be a play-by-play guy. That might be an assistant coach or a head coach. It'll be somebody that can speak on Jacoby Walter, for example, and what he is and isn't, et cetera. Now, granted, through the years, we've done a lot of these. They generally are going to slide towards the positive. Sure. But it's good to, it's good to get that perspective of somebody that's watched them every day. I remember we did that with Keegan Murray. Talked to a couple people in Iowa, and they were all just like, oh, my God, you're going to love this dude so much. Really undersold the personality part, though. Yeah. Really undersold just how unique his personality is. So we'll do everything we can to kind of prep you on the mocks and just really give you an idea. But again, the idea here, there's not a lot of, and I would say this, Jason, when you look at any of these names, this is also like, not only is it supposed to be not a great draft, whatever, but like even last year, like, okay, you had Victor Wembanyama, but then you usually have like, oh, I remember this guy from college. Oh, that guy was great in the tournament. Oh, this guy, there's a lot of, I mean, Donovan Clingan's one. Yeah. What's the guy from Tennessee we were talking about? Connect. Thank you very much. Dalton Connect. There are some names in here that, but I would say probably the most recognizable. Let me ask you this: who's the first name that pops into your head in this draft?
You're right. I don't think I have one.
Right,
and that's where, as joyous as it probably was yesterday for Atlanta with a 3% odds to win this thing, has to feel great. The amount of pressure that they have, because you're starting this thing out, and they could easily end up with the Anthony Bennett.
That's right.
And whereas the Kings picking at 13, if you mess up at 13, it's far different than messing up at 1.
Nobody's ever been like, oh my God,
yeah,
they had the 13th pick and they just no, because it's the 13th pick.
Right.
This is, again, you don't know, but boy, this is like when the Kings got the 1 pick and it was the Purvis Ellison year. Yeah. And the top 3 picks were Purvis Ellison, Danny Ferry, and Sean Elliott, I think. You're just like, okay.
Right.
And even going into there, like you convince, what about the Michael Olowokandi here? You mentioned Anthony Bennett too. She's like, this is the one we have to get this is the time we have to get the number 1 pick. Really? But that's what the drama's for.
Yes.
That's what the drama's for. And look, this is again, we said we want to make the playoffs, of course, but if there's an upside, and again, this doesn't make it right. I'm just saying this happens to be an upside of not making the playoffs is now the draft matters a little bit more, and Vegas Summer League is going to matter a little bit more. And you get that kind of feeling of, hey, who did we just grab here? And is there something there? And could this be? And by the way, it is, as we've mentioned constantly, it's one thing to win the lottery and get the number 1 pick. That's not the lottery I want to win. The lottery I want to win is this. There is almost a guarantee that there is a franchise-altering player in this draft. Probably multiple ones, but it is all but a certainty there's at least one. As we talked about earlier, even in that terrible, terrible draft with Anthony Bennett, Giannis Antetokounmpo was number 14. There is almost certainly a franchise-alterer. That's the lottery I want to win.
Is find that guy.
Find that guy. Right. I don't care where we pick. Find that guy. And we're not going to care whether it was 13 or not.
Right. Make him fit in perfectly with what you've got. Again, I like the idea of making the pick because you have contract control for a couple of years. For example, on that, someone had sent me a text on that, like kind of or a tweet about that. I said, so if we look at OKC, in what great position they're in, Dave, but like there's no, At some point, they've got to change the order of that. They're all young players on a timeline, which is great, but you kind of want your timeline staggered or your contract staggered. So, you're not going to be able to play Chet and Giddey and Williams and SGA. You kind of need someone to get a big contract. Then you can add to someone else with a big contract. Then you have some rookies. You kind of need the mix and match because there's probably no way they can keep that whole roster together for years and years and years. They can enjoy it now and try to win this year. But at some point, they got to transition that out. I think where the Kings are is they have pretty good contracts, timelines, ages all set up right now. But they got to keep that line going.
Also, one very important thing out of this draft to cap off the segment, just prepare yourself for yet another person that sounds like Nikola Jokic. Because now we're going to get a Nikola Topic.
Yeah.
Topic. So we're going to have Nikola Topic, Nikola Jokic, and Nikola Jovic.
Correct.
Who's next, dude? Nikola Flovic?
Yeah.
How many are we going to have, Jason? And is there going to be a cap, and will the NBA institute a rule?
And they all have to be on the same team.
Oh, my God, please.
With Jalen Williams.
With both. Yes. Wait, which one?
Yeah, that one.
The Jalen Williams or Jalen Williams?
Jalen Williams. You knew which one.
When we come back, we will recap the Western Conference playoffs. Denver and Dallas having good weekends. We'll talk about it after this.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
This time of year can mean only one thing: Jeeps, Jeeps, and more Jeeps. It's Jeep season at Lodi Jeep Superstore. Leonard Harrington here, and I can't wait to tell you about what we've got going on, because we're talking Jeeps and big savings too. Now you can get the 2024 Jeep Compass Sport 4x4 for only $26,999. That's right, just $26,999. And of course, it comes loaded with features like rear view camera, power tailgate, blind spot monitor, Bluetooth, four-wheel drive, and much, much more for only $26,999.
More than 5 available with this offer. MSRP $27,495. Lodi CDJR discount $496. Net price $26,999. See dealer for details. Offer ends 5/31/24.
We're talking Jeeps. We're talking big savings too during the Jeep season, going on now at the Lodi Jeep Superstore, right off 99 in Kettleman, where we're open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Yeah!
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this, because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTK-AM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for those who've been with us for, whoa, look to your right, Jason. Look to your right.
Oh, sad.
Sorry for those of you. For those of you not on the radio, well, actually, even on YouTube, you can't see. We're on the second floor of the building, and we have a tiny window that's behind and to the right of Jason.
Really
right?
Small sliver.
And I'm looking at Jason. All of a sudden, I see this brush just moving. There's window cleaners here.
Yeah.
They're just like, doot, 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 doot. Let me tell you something, dude.
He waved back at me.
Did he? You waved at him and you got to wave. Hey.
I think I stunned him as much as he stunned us.
You know how
Ironically, the spider webs on that window are not outside.
They're inside. That's exactly right. I always use roofers as an example of jobs I respect a ton that I would never do.
It's a respectable job.
But I think window washers are also there. I'm not talking about if you're on the ground doing what he's doing. I'm talking about the ones that are on the bench, the little hanging bench at a skyscraper.
No way.
No chance, dude. They better get paid like doctors or something. And by the way, why are there still window washers doing that? Why aren't there drones?
Self-cleaning?
Yes.
That's becoming a thing of drones.
Cleaning windows? I mean, I don't want to put anybody out of work, but I feel like that's how it should be. There should be drones cleaning windows. It's actually pretty good. What if you had a business like that? Oh my God. You have there's a little program that scans the house or the building or whatever, figures out where all the windows are, and then you hit enter, and then all the drones just go and they just go
done in seconds.
And they're done in seconds.
That's a good drone.
And you just roll around with your drones to different places. Hey mate, would you like your windows cleaned? Why did I do it in British?
I don't know.
You're thinking of chimney sweep?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of, which you could also have a drone do. Couldn't a drone be a chimney sweep with a little wings on it?
What would be the worst part of the cleaning? The heights?
The windows?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't like heights, but I would feel safe on the platform, but I just wouldn't look down.
You would feel safe.
Safe-ish. I wouldn't do it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no. No safe on the platform. No, you're on a bench swing.
Why is it swinging?
Because of the wind. 50 miles in the air, however long, that's probably a lot. 50, a lot in the air.
Yeah.
And you say I wouldn't look down.
Yeah, when someone says don't look down, then you look down.
You always look down.
Don't touch the plate, it's hot. I always touch the
plate.
Just to make sure they're not lying. And the plate is always 9,000 degrees.
Right. Why do we do that?
I don't know. Careful, hot plate. Okay, let me touch it. If you didn't say that, I probably don't touch the plate.
But isn't there something where you have to touch it?
Yes, just to know.
I don't know what they mean by hot.
Right? Yeah. Is there hot?
You know what? That is really hot.
We have a weird way. We have a weird way of doing those things, and it's a human instinct, and I don't know why. Next time you're around somebody and you hear, check it out. What's the first thing you're doing? Everyone does that. Everyone
First
does.
Thing,
okay, maybe the second. Right, but at some point you're sniffing.
Yeah. But if look, if you come up to a sign that says wet paint.
Yeah.
Okay. Wet paint, don't touch.
I'm not touching. Wait,
yeah, that makes sense.
No, but wet paint. Yeah. I probably ignore it. Wet paint, don't touch.
Oh, now it's well, why can't I touch it?
Maybe just a little initial right here.
Police line don't cross. I'm stepping over.
Yes. I got to solve this case.
I thought this was America.
My mom still brings up to me to this day when I was a little kid, and she said, "Careful with the plate. It's hot. Do not touch it." So I placed my chin on it, thinking that would somehow be better than me touching it. How'd that go? It did not go well.
What a stupid little baby.
And
I think I was about 9
last week.
So Chris has always been a contrarian.
Yes.
Oh, you tell me not to?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
And then right there, his mom's thinking he's going to learn the lesson for life. Nope.
Do you have any form of leftover markings? I guess you wouldn't know. You got a beard. All right. Well, listen. Let's get to the Western Conference playoffs. Good weekend for Dallas.
Yeah. Good response.
Yeah. As the Mavericks were able to beat the Thunder, Lightning of the Thunder, 105-101 at home. Dallas now leads the series 2-1. They have an opportunity to go up 3-1. You feel like the winner of you feel like this is about as close to a must-win for the Thunder as there is. They got to get this game.
Yeah, after they took game 1, then it was, I wouldn't say overconfident, but it was, could Luka find his form again? He did. They've had, PJ Washington was really good in game 2. Kyrie had a big shot in game 3. Dallas on home floor. Like, it feels like 3. A lot of times people say game 5 is the swing game if it's 2-2, but to me it's game 4. If it's 2-1, which every series is 2-1, if you go to 3-1, I mean, what are we, about 85% chance it's over?
That's right.
2-2, it's like, all right, we've got a best of 3 now.
Yeah, you either had, that's exactly right.
So I feel game 4 is really big.
Game 4 is really big if the team wins. If the team up 2-1 wins,
right,
then it's you're right, it's absolutely huge. If Dallas goes up 3-1 onto the Thunder, and by the way, they at different times, even though the results may not have shown so, the final score, they were in both games in Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Could the Dallas Mavericks, they're not going to win the championship, are they? I can't do that.
That one will bother you because of what? The Luka part?
Luka.
So this is strictly from a Kings perspective.
Yeah.
Rank the 4 that are left in the West what you would want. You good with Denver repeating?
I feel like Denver repeating would be
doesn't do any damage to the Kings
at all.
Like they've done it.
Very
they were considered
neutral,
good.
Very neutral.
We like Malone.
I think Minnesota and Oklahoma City are kind of toss-ups because the negative with both of those is going to be, I guess I'd say Minnesota second behind Denver, only because Minnesota's a slightly bigger market than Oklahoma City.
Okay.
I'm really
I have a different thought. I would go Denver, Dallas, then some order of Minnesota, OKC.
Because they rebuilt and passed us?
That's what the feeling would be. Whether that's accurate. Like this year, you would say yes, but then next year the Kings could be better than that. You just don't know. But that feeling would be like, we're already there with Denver. So Denver's already done it. And it's like, okay, I can see them winning again. That's fine. Dallas has been to a conference final. They're a little bit more experienced. They got 2 great players.
I'm with you.
But I'm over the Kings didn't draft him. That's fine.
I think the whole look.
So if you got Luka and Tyrese,
I was just thinking that if it was Mavericks Pacers, just go away.
Yeah.
I give up. I just give up at that point. I mean, the only good news out of something like that is that you got to think, even though the Kings shouldn't have any issues making moves this summer then, because every GM is going to want to trade with them. Because if you make trades or moves with the Kings, you're going to win a championship eventually or be close to it. I didn't want to think, oh God, if it was Luka versus Tyrese Halliburton, I don't even know. I would have to watch, but God, I would hate watch because everything would. And at some point, they're gonna make the connection.
Yeah.
The Dallas Mavericks, led by Luka Doncic, who was famously passed by the Sacramento Kings
and Suns,
but they won't say that. Yeah. Versus the Pacers with Tyrese Halliburton, who was famously traded by the Sacramento Kings, who didn't make the playoffs this year.
Traded the wrong point guard.
You got to think those Sacramento fans sitting at home right now watching this are just going to wonder, when is it our turn, or did our turn happen? Sometimes the Kings remind me of that old proverb, there's a rainstorm, and Guys in his house, and police officer comes by and says, "Hey, we're clearing out. Everything's flooding. You got to come with us." And he goes, "No, I'm religious. I believe in God, and God will save me." Police officer goes, "Okay, dude." Rain keeps coming, filling up. Guy's on the second floor of his house. Fire truck comes by with a ladder. "Hey, man, we're clearing out. It's flooding. I'm religious. I'm praying. Thank you so much. Go save somebody else. God's got my back." Rain keeps coming. Guy's on the roof. Helicopter. That's a helicopter. Comes by. Ladder. "Sir, we are clearing out. You're the last person left. You need to come with us. You're going to die." "I'm good. God's got me." Well, guy drowns. Gets to the pearly gates. Gets a seat in front of the big man. Says, "Hey,
big man.
Hey, big man. I prayed. I went to church. I did everything I was supposed to do. I'm dead. Thanks a lot, guy." And God just looks at him and goes, "Hey, stupid, I sent you a police officer, a firefighter, and a helicopter. What more do you want?" Were Luca and Tyrese Halliburton our firefighter and helicopter? Is that how it is?
Nope.
Wow, that was a very quick response because I only have 5 minutes. I did the whole thing. You're like, "Nope, stupid, thumbs down." Yeah, you're probably right. We'll take a break. When we come back, Eastern Conference playoffs, just a 1-minute break here. Let's figure it out. Indiana, Boston, the Knicks and the Cavs, that's who's left. Who will advance? What's coming up? All that fun stuff. What are the storylines? We'll get to it right after this.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And here's Purdy going to throw one deep, wide for Debo. Made the catch on the back shoulder. Touchdown! San Francisco!
And a back shoulder banger for Debo Samuel.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
Just didn't think about wearing a belt today with these shorts, and so I've got to keep
hoisting them up.
You ever get home and that happens, and you just walk in the door and you've been pulling your pants up all day? You ever just jump up and land hard and they just drop?
No.
It's a fun thing to do. No, you never done that, Chris?
I have not.
Have you ever made it so that the cameras aren't on me? It's not a bad idea. Jason's camera's working.
Well, you were pulling up your pants at the time, so I thought
that's a great point right there. That's actually an excellent point. We do have kids. Indiana has just destroyed the Knicks yesterday, and that series is all tied up at 2. I mean, my goodness, they destroyed them.
Physical limitations to energy. This is not a matter of want if you're the New York Knicks. McConnell, a three, got it!
Not for nothing, that just reminded me. Did you see the thing where Mike Breen said that somebody asked him, would he ever do a triple bang?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so somebody asked him if he ever did a triple bang, and he was kind of coy about it, but he ended up saying something like, the only time that would ever happen is if the Knicks were in the finals.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
It's holding that back in reserve.
Could see that. If the Knicks made the finals, game 6, game 7, hits a big shot. The triple bang has... That's like in Stand By Me. Remember, he's like, or Christmas Story is like the dreaded double dog. Yeah. I triple dog. He skipped some protocol there and went straight to triple dog dare.
Something super special.
Yeah, because the we've only seen like 4 or 5 double bangs.
Yeah, it's been Curry, a couple of big shots. There was one recently, though.
Yeah, there was one this year, and I can't remember who it was. But yes, there was a Mike Breen double bang.
Yeah.
So 2-2.
Yeah. And, we were talking earlier about, I guess the quote, I think Barkley or others were saying that Thibodeau's running these guys into the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think he has a whole lot of choices.
Yeah, I don't either.
I mean, Bogdanovich got hurt. Mitchell Robinson's been hurt. OG is now hurt. I mean, you got to play your best players. And I think they went for everything in game 3.
Yes.
Because if they go up 3-0, they end it. That's tied with 30 seconds left before Nembhard's big 3. And if you get game 3, I think you basically end it. So maybe that cost them a lot. Yesterday was a little bit of a quicker turnaround, earlier start, and no excuse. Indiana just dominated them. But now we'll see with more time off again, getting ready for game 5. We'll see if they're ready.
And game 5 in New York, and you got to think that's going to be insane.
Absolutely.
It's going to be an absolutely insane atmosphere in Madison Square Garden. Will they send Reggie Miller back?
I don't know.
Boston gets home court back. This was expected. They go to Cleveland and win that game rather handily. They're up 2-1. I just don't know what the hell to talk about with this series. I really don't. Kristaps Porzingis is out. Cleveland stole one in Boston. Boston gets it right back, and we're off to the races. I hate to say it, this is. I'll put it on the line here with the big prediction, but I think Boston will win this in 5. I don't think they lose another game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's only interesting if they lose another game in this series.
I agree with you there.
Right? So if it's 4-1, then that's fine. Cleveland, good job getting the 1. Mobley played well that day. Mitchell was great. They hit 3s. But they need more of that. And the fact that they got home court advantage and couldn't hang on to it. Like, if they won game 3 to go up 2-1, it's like, okay, what's going on here?
Hello.
But now it's 2-1 Boston. It feels like they're the better team. They've been the best team. Really only becomes interesting, really, if probably Cleveland wins tonight. Like, if it's 2-2 going back to Boston.
Then you're going, at least it's a series.
Right. Maybe something weird happens, and But, and I don't think this is even an indictment on Cleveland. I just don't think they're better than them. Boston's better.
Either way, let's just assume Boston wins for a second. Boston, Indiana, or Boston. I really hope. I mean, no offense to Indiana. I'd love to see Knicks Boston.
Yeah, I wish New York was healthier, but still, that'd be good.
Missing 2 starters. Wait, 3? Hold on. Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby, and Julius Randle.
Yeah.
God.
What they've done is amazing. Hartenstein's been good. They've played different. They've played smaller.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's worked. Just, certainly not yesterday.
Nice job by Tom Thibodeau on that.
Yeah.
You may have seen this over the weekend. I don't know if you have. You know what I'm talking about here? This is everyone's nightmare when it comes to announcing a boxing or mixed martial arts event.
5 draw. Judge Keatley scores the competition 96-94, and Judge Nakamura scores the competition 98-92 for your winner by majority decision, and still the WBA Women's Bantamweight World Champion, Nina Hughes.
Okay, so the champion retains the belt. They read the scores and all that, and honestly, usually a close fight, whatever, the loser be like, the very classy, professional hugs, well done, handshakes, and all that. Let's pick up the tape and hear the rest of the call.
Lopsided scorecard of 98-92 favors Nina Hughes and pulls a majority decision to go to 7-0 and retain her world championship on a night where Janika Johnson seemed like she was in control down the stretch and had a 167-133 connect.
What you may not have heard over the host was the PA announcer saying, ladies and gentlemen, fighters back to the center of the ring, please.
Advantage. And by the way, Nakamura, who had that 98-92 scorecard, will be the referee for Lomachenko.
95-95. Keeley scores the competition. 96-94. Nakamura 98-92 for your winner by majority. Fighting out of the blue corner. Center beats John.
Is this guy for real?
If you missed it, they read the wrong winner, raised the wrong hand in a championship bout, then immediately went back.
The scores were different even, right?
He apparently read the wrong card. And I don't remember anything being said about we have an error.
He just brought
everybody back. And then here's the other thing. Jason, go back here for a second. I've never seen or heard anything like this. I didn't hear anyone booing.
Yeah.
By majority, fighting out of the blue corner. Center beats John.
Is this guy for real? I'm dead. Is this guy Lieutenant Dan Hennessy for real?
What do you mean? It's Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Diane.
Lieutenant Dan.
That's like the Academy Awards, right? When they had the final movie.
God, yes.
Or something else.
What a dumb, stupid call.
They all accepted the initially announced scores as the truth. There was no announcement that there was an error. Then when they announced the reverse scores, nobody booed.
Shock. Everybody's in shock.
They were just like, well, I mean, that's okay. And I don't know. And you never know there. I mean, maybe somebody's done the work, but is that the announcers? Is that the PA guy's error? Was he handed the wrong card? Was that who dropped the ball? And also, why is he talking like this?
Is this guy for real?
What is the tone of the? I don't. That.
Come on, Lieutenant Dan.
Right. Is Lieutenant Dan for real? Oh my gosh! And that is what. Here's the other thing. That is a not boxing, but especially women's boxing, which I, by the way, no joke, enjoy quite a bit. I truly do. That is not how you grow the sport.
No,
that is not how you institute or people already think all these fight sports are corrupt anyways. You don't help things by doing that when you're trying to grow the sport.
Right.
And whether you're trying to grow a sport or whether you're just trying to grow, you want to head over to my buddy, Dr. Jack Friedlander. Oh, yeah, there it was. Oh, my God, I can't believe the segue. Is this guy for real? Dr. Jack.
Is this guy for real?
Dr. Jack Friedlander. Dr. Pat. I can't believe what I just saw! Oh, let's talk about UpsizeMatters.com. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave with your favorite commercial spot. Talking about safe, effective, long-lasting procedure that is non-surgical. You're in and out of the doctor's office. Look, circumference is consistently ranked at the top of attributes when it comes to, How about a free consultation? I got one for you. How about a free consultation? The procedure is done the same day as your consultation if you wish. That's how quick and easy it is. Go to Dr. Friedlander in Roseville, Dr. Pash in San Francisco, at UpsizeMatters.com. That's UpsizeMatters.com. Hey, you. Yeah, you over there. Get your girth on. When we come back, what to watch, celebrity birthdays, and more right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Winter's gone, so there's no excuses for missing out on Sacramento's premier country festival, Country in the Park. It's this Friday and Saturday. Don't miss your chance to see
Bradley Gilbert,
Dustin Lynch,
Jake Owen,
Walker Hayes,
Brian Kelly,
Drew Baldridge, Brian Martin,
Michael Ray,
Ingrid Andress, Priscilla Block,
Chase Matthews.
Tickets are only $46 per day. Buy your tickets now at CITPFest.com. That's CITPFest.com. Or take your chances at the gate. Brought to you by Junior Restaurant and Lounge, Gurnick Academy, and Fieldhouse American Sports Pub.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Up with the best in local sports.
Just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Jason just announced less than a minute ago, Michael Duff has been announced new manager of Huddersfield Town, former Swansea manager, former Premier League player, and he will try to lead the Terriers out of their new league, League One, having been relegated from the championship. And I know Chris is excited, our local soccer expert. Chris, Michael Duff, the new gaffer, as they say, at Huddersfield Town. Your thoughts?
Yeah. What does Michael Duff bring to the team?
You know what he brings? He was a defender. It's kind of hard-nosed. Doesn't take no crap from anyone. Likes to play aggressive, football, if you will. And, a lot of work to be done in the offseason, Jason, since you asked. A lot of players are going to be coming and going. Certainly wasn't the way they wanted to end things, being relegated. And the last manager, Andre Breitenreiter, saying that there were some issues in the locker room. So they're going to have a lot of work to do before training camp opens this year in Austria, I believe.
Any relation to Patrick?
Patrick Duff. Wait, was it Patrick Duffy from Dallas?
Aubrey Duff.
I know him from Step by Step.
It's Patrick Duffy. He also from South Park.
Also from South Park.
Celtics.
An old South Park.
That's a very old. By the way, we had Celtics Cavs. Real quick, my children are 16 and 15. My wife and I had a conversation last night. Are we ready to watch South Park with them? This is a big decision in the family. And I got to be honest, I'm pretty much good with everything. I'm not good with it, but there's a lot of, how do I say it? I'm good with everything except the sex stuff. Yay or nay on that? I know that I guarantee you there's a lot of people out there like 16 and 15. My kids are watching Family Guy at 9. But I feel like South Park's different.
Is it?
Isn't South Park a little more hardcore than Family? Family Guy's more. Family Guy's
both of them. I haven't seen in a long time.
I haven't watched Family Guy in a long time, and
are there new episodes for each of those or no?
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh wow!
I've fallen out, but I don't know when the hell they come out. I don't know when they're playing. The last South Parks I watched, I think Randy Marsh owned a weed farm. Yeah, that was his whole thing. It was he owned a weed farm.
I think that was like a long time because I want to say I was still watching then.
That's what I last remember. And then they did like a episode on COVID, I think, like a 1 hour special. I don't know. Anyway. All right, Celtics Cavs tonight.
I'll have to show you off the air.
That's never good.
Because I'm like, no, I haven't seen him. Oh, I do remember one thing that I seen.
I have been toying with the idea of watching The Simpsons. I have been thinking about that recently, if for no other reason, cultural reasons. Just it's so in the zeitgeist.
Just season 2 through 9.
Not season 1?
No.
Why is it terrible?
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, it is?
Even 2 is a little.
I mean, like
2, not like, oh, this is so like this is awful. The stuff that they say is like, no, it's like not funny, not interesting.
Yeah. So, with The Simpsons, can you just skip season 1 and be fine?
100%.
Yeah, they don't age, right?
That is true. How old would they all be now? I remember that my first memory of The Simpsons was on the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah,
I know. This is my dumb Simpsons knowledge. Bart was born in 1980 and Lisa was born in 1984, but they're 2 years apart.
So Bart Simpson is 44 years old. Wait, but they're 2 years apart.
Yeah.
What?
It's just they weren't really paying attention.
I mean, honestly, The Simpsons have been running. If you count them on the Tracy Ullman show, that show is as old pretty much as the Fox network.
Yeah, 40-something years.
Because they came out with Married with Children, Tracy Ullman, Parker Lewis Can't Lose, the Wilton North Report, I believe. That was with Paul Robbins and the DJs here locally.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's the other one? Paul and Phil. All right, anyways, ADD. Celtics Cavs game 4. That is tonight. We got a doubleheader for you, and then the Thunder and the Mavericks. So the Cavs and the Mavs both hosting tonight, and I would say this is more of a mustier win for the Cavs than it is for the Mavs.
Yeah. Yes.
Mavs lose. They just gave home court advantage back.
2-2. They know they could still win this thing. But yeah, Mavs, either team up 2-1 wins tonight. Just feels like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mathematically end it, but they're in great position.
And true or false, Jason? Are the Thunder, I know this is not how they think. Do the Thunder have the least amount of pressure on them of any team in the postseason?
I mean, it could be defined that way, but I just also I think we have to be careful. You just can't assume because they're so young and new at this, and they were the 1 seed, like, oh, they'll be here for the next 10 years.
Sure.
Why?
I think that's important to remember. You never know what could happen.
Right.
I mean, God forbid, I don't even want to name a player who goes down with some crazy injury or whatever. But I feel like they have, I mean, again, you make statements like this, I'd have to put stuff in front of me. I feel like the Oklahoma City Thunder may have less pressure on them than any one seed in NBA history.
Yeah, they might. And I would even say that even has to be their own injury. Maybe it's other what if the Clippers are healthy all year and these other teams are healthy, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're not even any worse, but why are we the 6th seed this year?
Yeah. Oh, my God, the Kings went out and got Giannis.
Whatever it could be.
Like we're dreaming.
Yeah. So, it's what I brought up last week. All these newer teams that are in there, are they just kind of one-year blips and one-year wonders, or are they starting something truly special? And only time will tell us that answer.
Okay. A's and Astros tonight. Dodgers Giants tonight. Giants hosting.
That used to mean something to you, didn't it?
It did. And I'm going to tell you something. I've been thinking about this Dodgers-Giants series. I have been putting some thought to it for the last 5 seconds because that's when I learned that it was happening tonight. By looking down at the paper and reading that the Dodgers are coming to town. That's the first time I realized that series starts tonight.
Not when you picked Wade earlier and we said they were playing the Dodgers?
Didn't even listen. I was looking at other people on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did used to mean something. And I wouldn't mind. Let's get a nice bench clearing brawl tonight.
Oh, Dave wants fighting.
You know what? I do. I want to fight, and I don't want anybody to get hurt. But I wouldn't mind a little old natured fisticuffs, a little scrap-a-doodle.
Donnybrook.
Let's get something going. Let's make it interesting. Because all I'm thinking is Dodgers are going to come in and just wipe the Giants. I'm more interested in the A's Astros. They go to Houston. Houston's behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Can they go in there and grab a couple? 1, 2, 3, maybe even February? It's a good sports night though tonight.
Yeah, not bad. A couple of choices here.
Maybe throw something on the grill. Maybe some leftovers from big Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
I got a lot of leftovers.
There you go.
I don't know what the hell to do with them. I got
Eat them again.
I got 3 baked potatoes.
Perfect. You got 4 in your family.
2 artichokes. And 2.5 steaks.
Crab legs are gone?
Oh. Everyone ate their crab legs first before they touched anything else.
Okay.
It went crab legs. Well, for me, it went crab legs, artichoke, steak, of which I ate like a quarter of my steak. And I did not touch my baked potato. You know what I think I'm going to do, though? I think I'm going to go home. I'm going to make myself some scrambled eggs and cheese. I'm going to pop open that potato. I'm going to drop the eggs and cheese right there in that potato, put a little sour cream on it, and let's go.
Okay.
Make myself a little baked potato, a baked pataco.
Is a potato a taco?
Is a potato a taco?
Therefore, is a potato a sandwich?
No. Why? Why is it baked potato? It's a baked potato. It's connected at the bottom. I'm using a baked potato as a shell. A baked pataco. Hold on a second. Because I've seen potatoes. I've seen potatoes and tacos. What if you cleared out, like not as a potato skin, but pretty close, and you filled that with like all the taco stuff, but you had enough potato there for it to be a thing, and you just use potato as the shell?
Why would you do that?
Why not?
Why wouldn't you use a tortilla?
Well, I'm just saying, of course you can use a tortilla. Of course you can do all that.
A proven thing that's worked for years.
But I'm saying, what if they served those?
Thousands of years it's worked. But you figured it out with the potato.
You could use this, like, why do they do potato skins? You could just have the potato or the baked potato. But it's a new way. You're telling me if you went to a sports bar and it was like, hey, try our new baked potatoes. And it was just like a little rows of that, but it had taco stuff in it.
You feel like that would hold up the potato as the vehicle?
Well, I'm more thinking now, I think the logical thing would be to make potato skins, but with nothing but taco filling, which is pretty close to what potato skins are now anyway.
Yes.
But instead you put taco meat, a little bit of cheese, olives, sour. Oh my God, guys. Chris, taco potato skins. Come on, dude.
I'm good.
Seriously? Why?
It doesn't sound appetizing.
Why wouldn't you just fold your steak in half?
Well, why wouldn't you just whatever?
There's my steak.
Because that's fat.
My stocko.
I'm disappointed. Chris, you've had tacos with potato in it.
Yeah.
And you're telling me if you went to a party and there was a tray of potato skins, but instead of the normal filling, you had taco stuff on it, you'd be like, I'm good. Why not just use a tortilla?
Hey, guys, we got your own Make Your Sandwich station right here. But instead of bread, we've got potato skins. So
it's new and interesting. It happens. People switch things up. It's called life.
That's what it's called.
When we come back, celebrity birthdays and cross-talk with Styles and Watkins.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
So lame. Let's start with the important stuff. Good morning, guys. And thank you for being here on time.
Always.
Oh, no.
Always.
No,
always.
Yes.
Just like you're always on time.
Always.
Almost.
If you guys were at a party and there were potato skins laid out,
sure.
But instead of potato skin filling, it was like taco meat and like other stuff that you would put on a taco, cheese, maybe some lettuce, guac, whatever. Would you try one?
Yeah.
Does that sound appetizing?
Yeah. Sure.
They're anti. Like, no, I'll just use a tortilla.
Sure.
It's already there if I didn't have to make it.
There. I think I came up with a new appetizer called the baked potato. where you have a baked potato, and you split it, but instead of putting the stuff in, you put a taco stuff.
When are you going to make this?
I might, you know what? I might make it today. I might make it today and send you pictures. I'll send you videos of me eating it. No, I won't. Right. But I might send you pictures.
People do that with like peppers all the time.
Stuffed peppers.
Yeah.
Well, you use stuffed pepper, you can just use tortilla. Well, how many things would you answer with that, Chris? Why do blank when you could just use a tortilla? I feel like that covers a lot of stuff.
You could also be the answer of, why don't we do this instead of that? That could be an answer to everything, too.
That's true. I'm just looking for new ways to mix it up.
That's right.
Especially when you're eating healthy, right, Alan? You got to find different ways to inject flavor. And,
that's right.
And
your potato taco is healthy.
It's a potato.
Hello. Let's look at the food pyramid. You have dairy, sour cream. You have vegetable and starch, which is potato. You have dairy, which is cheese. You have meat, which is taco.
Protein.
Meat. Yeah, thank you. You pretty much not. We missed fruit. Tomato, which is technically a fruit.
Got seeds.
Exactly. Seeds. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sounds great.
I was supposed to remind you to tell them what your wife said.
Oh, yeah. My wife, who is not the most
careful.
Yes.
Complimentary person.
Sure.
She's kind of does her thing. And so we're, I forget what the hell we were doing over the weekend, but she's like, hey, you know what? I really like the midday show with the Stiles and Watkins.
Oh.
And I go, why? Not in that way, just in a expand for me, please. Because I'm already thinking about this segment when she's telling me. You know how that goes. You're already thinking about radio stuff. And she goes, they're young, they're up and coming, they're kind of like the cool kids at the station. And she goes, they can be goofy, but they're not goofy like you, but they have that arrow in their quiver. And she goes, it's a good midday sports show. That's what she said.
Wow. Appreciate it.
Hey, Chris, cut that.
Yeah, for real, right? Like getting a compliment from my wife, I don't even know what that's like.
That's
so
Thank you very much.
You are doing quite well in the station host wife P1 demographic.
Yeah,
that's right.
So feel good about that.
Thank you.
Live
That's
up
awesome.
that. All right. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Listen, I got to tell you something about this. I've been thinking it over about this whole thing. I've been doing this a long time. I got to be honest with you. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends. Yeah. They are. And nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Was I close?
No.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Piazza.
Bibby.
Chris got it.
Wow.
Oh.
Who's talking?
Bibby. Happy birthday to Mike Bibby. How old is Bibby?
I think he's 47.
That's a good guess.
Thanks. That bed high. I've been noticing this lately. Was it?
I mean,
my headphones are throwing me off. That's why I'm asking.
46.
47, 46.
48.
50.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Alan Stiles, 46. Mike Bibby. Happy birthday, Stevie
Wonder.
Yes.
Oh.
Love Stevie.
Love
Very
Stevie
underrated.
Underrated?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder is 100% underrated. Stevie Wonder should be mentioned minimum top 10 all-time greatest musical artists.
That's right.
Minimum.
Wait, who doesn't have them on their top 10?
I think a lot of people don't.
Okay.
It's honest to God. I think most people
there's three people. There's a bunch of people saying that he's underrated.
You're
Are you really
talking about in this
underrated
room.
if everybody is saying that he's underrated?
We'll take a poll. You know what? Hey, Google top 10 musical artists just randomly and see what it says. I feel like when you bring up Stevie Wonder, everyone's like, oh, I love Stevie Wonder, but he's not a part of the everyday you're thinking and
He's like Kareem almost.
Dude, that is the best analogy you could have. That is the best comparison.
That's right.
You don't think about it, and then you look at the Wikipedia and all the hits and all the honors and all that, and you're like, oh my God, he is insane. And yes, he's blind. Knock it off.
Is he?
Yes. Anyways, he's
up there.
Also receding hairline, and he's fighting through it, baby. I think it's like
honestly,
like it's on the back of his head. 76.
I think he might be 80.
I was going to say, 80. I'll say 82.
Yeah.
By the way, I was made to love her top windows down, summer day, spring day. Throw on I Was Made to Love Her by Stevie Wonder. Just the way it starts, you're in a good mood automatically. Sorry, go ahead. I love Stevie Wonder.
Chris?
Love him.
75.
Chris Verlotta is the closest, 74.
Oh, Mr. I don't have Stevie Wonder in my top 10.
Happy birthday, Dennis.
Quaid.
Eckers.
The Menace.
But you guys would get this faster. Dennis?
Schroeder.
Quaid.
Dennis?
Dennis.
Rodman.
Yes.
Ah.
The Worm.
Dennis is 57.
55.
58. 59.
58.
Okay.
Wow. We are not in the right decade. He is 63.
That's right. Wow, he's so old.
Happy birthday to Steven?
Strasburg.
Wonder.
Nope, he's dead. Steven Tyler.
Thank you, Chris.
Steven Van Zandt. Nope. Steven
Colbert. Stephen Colbert.
Good show.
He's 62.
62?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
63.
Say big 6-0.
He's 62 next year. He's 61.
We've got a correct answer.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
Chris Watkins, 60. Big birthday for Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, you're a big Stephen Colbert guy.
Happy birthday. Oh, let's see if we can get this one. Pusha
T.
Yes.
Boom. Pusha T. Really the first one to land a good solid blow on Drake. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, good solid blow on Drake. Pusha T, or Pushat, as some people pronounce it. It's 41. Just saying.
40.
Oh, it got me. 45. He's up there.
38.
Pusha Watkins is closest, 47.
Oh.
Pusha T. Happy birthday, Barry.
Manilow.
Zito.
Nice. Wow, there were a lot of berries out there, too.
Yeah.
Old Barry Zito is 45.
46.
I was going to say that.
I'll say 47.
48.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Alan Stiles, 46 for Barry Zito.
Should have said
There
it.
you go. Good job, guys.
Who's on your all-time
Berry list? Mount Barrymore?
There you go.
Drew.
Yeah, gotta be.
Barrymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Barry Obama.
Ooh.
Barry the lead.
Straw.
Sanders?
Oh, Sanders,
Straw,
definitely. All right, who do we knock off the Barry Zito then? He's he ain't thick enough. What's coming up on the show today, guys?
Talking A's at 11:30 with Martin Gallegos, who writes for the A's for MLB.com, and what the Kings should do with number 13.
Trade it.
Pick it.
New segment. Trade it. No,
Oh.
trade it. You got to trade it, right? No?
You don't have to.
Also,
Uh-huh.
12 o'clock, is it too late for De'Aaron Fox to make his way into the elite conversation?
Is it too late? Find out with these guys. Thanks to everybody. We'll see you next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Styles, and